Hey everyone, it's me, Ethan Van Sciver. Welcome to Comicsgate Live. It's Comicsgate Live because I invited a bunch of comic skaters in here. If they want to come in, they can come in. But I wanted to live stream tonight. Obviously, I still do not have internet. I'm not going to have internet, as it turns out, for 14 days. 14 days of no internet, I am told now. I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. It feels very primitive. It feels very weird to not have internet for 14 days. But this is the way it's got to be, and so this is what we're going to do. We are going to rough it. We're going to make it work. We're going to come alive every single night with videos and live streams and everything like usual. But we're just going to do it the old school way. We're gonna do it with 4G. We're going to do it with 4G, and we're going to try to use the extender that is up in my son's room. We'll see if that works. Hey, everyone. Joseph Valencia is here. He says, hail Caesar, hail Aquaman. Aquaman. Jabba the Cuck says Ethan was the fat kid in Shazam. I saw that kid and I was like, God damn. Like, that would have been, here's the thing. Like, I don't think he should have said Shazam. I think everyone around him should have said, God damn. Then lightning comes down and strikes him. That would be way better. Lama Giganti says, the fuck. Violent Science is here. Yeah, look, okay, all right. Michael Silve says Zachary Levi was the worst part of Shazam. Everything else was great. And my goodness, I have to disagree with you 100%. But before I do that, I want to talk about a friend of ours. His name, you know his name. You know this guy. His name is Kyle Ritter. Kyle Ritter is my colorist. For now, I mean, Kyle Ritter is my colorist, and who knew? Kyle's been coloring my stuff, kind of like commissions and stuff, for a long time. Who knew he could draw like this? I didn't know that. I didn't know he could draw like this. I guess I never asked him. But Kyle Ritter is a fantastic drawer. Kyle Ritter is a fantastic artist with a style that looks like Marvel Comics peak like 2000, 2001. I don't know, Jim Chung, maybe this kind of style, but really, really beautifully rendered. Beautiful women, awesome super powered men. Looks like a lot of energy powers. This is kind of like, I would say, influenced by Green Lantern. And I know that he loves Green Lantern. That was his whole thing. Kyle wanted to color me on Green Lantern for the longest time, and it was just not possible. DC was not taking new colors. Boy, what dummies. Look at this. So I would give Kyle work whenever I could. Like, if I had a commission or something that I wanted to turn into a print, I would give it to Kyle to color and pay him. And oftentimes Kyle would just find black and white drawings of mine and just color them on spec. And they were spectacular. They were on spec, and they were spectacular. Now, Kyle has surprised everyone by coming out with this incredible series, Starblades, his first book. And I got to say, everyone's talking about this. This is talk of the town. This is definitely, without question, one of the most No. I keep saying this because everybody keeps topping each other. This is the most beautiful comic book I've seen from Comicsgate. This is impeccable artwork. This isn't a matter of taste. This isn't like, well, I don't know, you might like this. No, if you don't like this, you don't like ice cream. This is a fantastically drawn comic book. It is perfect in every single way. It's perfect in every way. Look at this. Look at the gorgeosity. Look at the beauteousness, the beautosiousness of this. Kyle Ritter is doing a great job here. He has worked hard on this comic, and now he's ready to launch it. He launched it today at noon, and he launched it on someone else's channel. He launched it on a what was the channel called? I don't know. I looked, and they had like 200 subs, and I was like, oh no. I want this to get wide exposure. I want people to talk about this. I want people to dream about this. I want people, when they go to bed at night, to think about Starblades and just, not be able to do anything. Just be have it in their brains. Be obsessed with it. I want Starblades to be a thing of obsession by everyone in Comicsgate and without Comicsgate. It's a fantastic looking project. Now, the link is in the description, guys. If you haven't yet backed Kyle Ritter's amazing, spectacular Starblades comic, it looks like he kind of hit me up about this. He kind of asked me about the perks. Hold on, let me see. Is somebody else in here yet? Do we have a guest? No, we don't have a guest yet. I just hear extraneous noise. They hit me up with with suggestions about tiers, and he's got the main cover. He's got that's the main cover signed that he's offering for $50. So he's got a bunch of different covers: Women of Starblades, Heroes and Villains. Unfortunately, because my internet is so spotty, the images aren't showing up the way I hope they would. But you'll have to take my word, or just hit the link yourself and go over and look. The Heroes and Villains covers, and then the Starblade Spirit covers, which is 4 pieces or 2 wraparounds or something like that. It's a very impressive piece of work. And then I said, well, you gotta offer everybody like the chance to get one of everything. So he added this, I want one of everything. And then he said, is that enough? I said, $200. Let's try again. And this time, let's aim for people who actually want to invest in this comic, invest in you, and have multiple copies, maybe to put in their shops. But it's like, no, I want 5 of everything. 5 of everything for $1,000. And that's a bunch of different copies of this book, different covers, et cetera, et cetera. And, zero are claimed yet, but you never know. I mean, Kyle is a popular guy. Unfortunately, it's tough to get him on the show. Kyle, of course, as you guys know, is deaf mute. So if you don't know sign language, and I'm learning sign language now, it's on all of the, this is embarrassing. It's on all the kid shows that Ava watches. And Ava's learning sign language at the age of 3. I don't know anything. I'm learning from her. Matt Horkin says, for $5, hey, EVS, hearing you talk about Call of Duty gave me hope that you would do YouTube gaming in the future. Being bad at it just makes it more fun. Here's the thing. Like, I'm afraid if I start playing video games, I won't be able to stop. And I've got so much to do. You guys, I have so much to do every single day. Playing video games, I just don't know where that fits into my life right now. I can't imagine playing video games down here and then Andrea being like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm playing Call of Duty on a live stream, honey. She'd be like, what? And I wouldn't blame her. I just stacked up I took all, oh, by the way, I'll just turn the camera on here because I don't know. Hang on. This camera just, you know what? I'm sick of everything. I got to replace everything in my life. I really do. I'm mad about the internet. This morning, I woke up. Let's see, stop presenting. This morning I woke up and there was no hot water. And I had to figure out how to work the hot water heater. It's gas in the next room. And I did it. I was like, this is all new stuff to me. I don't own this. Well, I do own this stuff, but I didn't install this stuff. This house kicks ass. But, there was no hot water. And I was like, what the hell? And I went in there and it was flashing a number. And I had to work it out and learn how to fix it. Anyway, as you can see, look at my comic book rack. It has Vampirella, it has X-Men, okay? But you'll see that the rack is mostly empty, and that's because I took all of my Fantastic Four comics off of the rack. I've got them here. These are some of them. And I've stacked them up, and I've decided I'm going to read these. I'm going to read these to rekindle my love of Marvel Comics because I feel nothing but anger. I feel nothing but anger towards Marvel Comics lately. And I really kind of don't want to. I want to remember what I loved about Marvel Comics, and that would be the stuff from the 1960s and also definitely the stuff from the 1980s. But I mean, you can't look at this and just say, I don't like that. That's impossible. This is an art object. You can't look at this. Why am I on the ground looking up Namor's butthole?
Taint shot.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Why is this the POV of Jack Kirby in there? You know what I mean? Now, what is the Thing looking at? What do you think the Thing is looking at there?
Fish balls.
Yes. What is Sue Storm looking at?
That ass.
John, I love Jack Kirby. You know that. But is Sue Storm standing on the same plane as Prince Namor here?
Not possible.
No.
Could be a step below. Could be a step below.
Do you see any implication that there are steps?
Only that her knees are at his ankles.
Okay. Is this a bad cover from Jack Kirby?
No, I would say no, because I mean the the other three members are nicely framed between his legs. It's
Between his legs, John.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
John, you notice his thing is in the middle? John?
I,
John.
I almost shot coffee out. Yes.
His thing, John. What was Kirby doing?
Oh man, he was trying to tell us something.
All right. This isn't his best cover. This is pretty good though. This is pretty good. The awesome android. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
I like when Jack Kirby makes design decisions like this. It's just like, well, he's got a block for a head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah. Kirby could really shoot him out.
Yeah. People say, oh, Jack Kirby did 150 pages a day. Why can't you? Block for a head.
Yeah, it was easier back in those days.
Yeah. Third appearance, I think, of Doctor Doom. Maybe the fourth. I don't know. Doctor Doom. Yeah, look, Ant-Man, there's a magnifying glass. Most men's fantasies, I talk about how Ms. Marvel's a stupid character because no girl wants her hands to grow.
Mm.
I do. I want my hands. My hands are small. I want them to grow. But most girls do not. Similarly, what man has a fantasy about becoming microscopic?
Hmm.
Is there a man that goes, if only I could grow really small, if only I could shrink down to the size of the head of a pin, then I'd show him.
Yeah, well, Ant-Man, I do believe has what is it? Not proportional strength of the spider. No, he has full human strength at that size, right? So he can knock you out.
So he can get really little and then do the
Mhm.
same damage that he could do when he was normal size.
Yeah, it's kind of a coward's attack, right?
Yeah. It is. Thank you for saying
Convinced.
so.
Yeah.
Another great Doctor Doom cover. We got to do covers like this where it's like split into 4 different things.
Mhm.
I like that. They're like, can they survive?
Yeah.
And you've got the Human Torch is in the tumble dryer. Reed Richards is getting glue poured on him. Sue Storm has bars, monkey bars. And the Thing, what's happening to the Thing here? Can you read that? What does it say? I can't even see
I
it.
can't. Yeah, I can't read it. It's too blurry on mine.
The peril of the room without a floor. Oh, the floor. There's no floor in this room.
Oh!
What happens to a room when there's no floor? You fall.
Yeah, it's not really a room. It's kind of I don't know, a big hat.
Yeah, it's a container with no bottom. It's a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a funnel. And then we've got this cover here. This is badass beyond belief. Now, this is a great Kirby cover. I love the Super Skrull because he's a Skrull, but he's got all the powers of the Fantastic Four, except there's one of them. So really, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, Superman 2 was a big deal because it was like they had all the powers of Superman, but there were how many?
3.
3 on 1. This is 4 on 1. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I have all of your powers, but I'm only one person. Well, we're 4 people. We'll beat the holy hell out of you. Super Skrull.
Yeah, Invisible Woman. Yeah, Invisible Woman will put a little force bubble around him and suck out his air, and Thing will clobber him.
John, do you think Sue Storm ever henpecked Reed Richards and yelled at him and then said, "Do I make myself clear?" And then Reed went, "Oh dear." Yeah, you do. That's your superpower because I put you in a rocket and absorbed you to soy-based cosmic rays. Fucked up your life. You do make yourself clear. Do you think that ever happened in real life?
Very, very clear.
Yes. At the mercy of Rama Tut. Look what he did. He's Rama Cock. He totally look at him. He's like, "This is my bitch now." He even dressed her up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was taking Sue. Namora was after Sue. This guy Rama Tut.
How come Anita Sarkeesian doesn't have shit to say about this?
It's a gold mine for her. Someone send her a comic.
I will. I will send her a comic. Tori D says a room without a door is an oubliette.
Oubliette. Oubliette.
Oubliette. I'm talking about. Oh, hey Cecil, how you doing?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Cecil's back. Hey,
Yes,
Cecil.
I'm back. I'm tanned. I'm ready. I'm rested.
I just realized that I got the speaker on. It probably sounds like hell. Hold on, let me just put this through my headphones.
You sound fine.
I do. Okay, all right. Cracklin says, "How did the Incredibles not get sued for ripping off the Fantastic Four?" Well, they're fictional characters. Look at this. The Molecule Man. There's not a lot you can say about this, John. You know, Cecil. He's just got zigzags on his face.
Yeah, Kirby was shitting that stuff out pretty quickly.
Now, I am attracted to this particular issue. He was excreting these books, but they were all great. For some reason, I really like this one. I don't know why. I saw this.
Is that the hate monger?
I saw this comic and I just went, I don't know why. I like the design of this comic. I like the way it looks. I don't know what it is, but it's for me.
He's got pizzazz, that hate monger.
Yeah, he does. And guest starring Sergeant Fury. That's mostly why I think I liked it. I was like, it's a guest appearance by Sergeant Fury. Who, you know how he lost his eye?
A cat.
No, wrong. That was a lie concocted by weirdos at the end.
He was looking at a construction site through a knothole, and that someone poked him in the eye.
So you are a comic book fan. That is exactly correct, Cecil. He was watching a Dodgers game through a knothole in a fence, and someone, probably Curly from the Three Stooges, went boink like that. Wait, boink like that, and got him right in the eye.
Ah, the cheap seats, eh?
By the way, Cecil, I also got this today, Vampirella #1. I have been reading this comic book. I don't do comic book reviews very often, but I am going to do this because I'm doing a cover for this. I'm doing a cover
for that series.
Yeah, she's just floating there. She's glowing yellow. She's just floating here. I started reading this. I got 4 pages into it because I was reading it. This isn't a good idea. I mean, a lot of people, look at their iPhones while they're driving. I'm learning to read comic books while I drive. I think I got the idea from your boy, Zach.
I know he does videos in the car. He doesn't read comics while he drives.
Are you sure? Because he's always driving.
No, he's very lazy. I like your idea. You're multitasking, they call that.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld draws while he drives.
He inks. He was like, I'm inking and driving. Get it? Instead of drinking. Yeah, I saw that. Matt Becker says Ethan is the Fantastic Four 4XL.
Hurtful.
Cecil, these guys, I know that you think you tell these guys lies. You tell these people lies that no, you do. You're like, oh yeah, Ethan, I know 2XL, but it's a little tight, isn't it? Like maybe you want to go for a 3 or 4XL, you go, oh yeah, Ethan doesn't wear size 36 pants.
No, you don't.
I do.
36 pants. Where do you wear? Wrap it around your thighs?
Oh no.
Damn you, Cecil. I'm getting my underpants right now.
Worst moment in Comics Artist Pro Secrets history right now.
Some secrets should be kept, Ethan.
What does this say? What does that say?
Oh, I think you pulled a fast one.
No, I did not. I'm in my underpants right now.
Ethan had those jeans under his desk waiting for this moment.
That is 100% not true. I'm putting my pants. I hope the camera doesn't fall. Can you imagine at this point,
no.
The camera
Tighty whities or boxers? Just put it out there.
Boxer briefs.
There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Suck
it in. Gotta suck it
in. I don't know what kind of wizardry you're pulling here.
Screw you, Cecil. I just proved you wrong. And I proved to everyone.
Well, I saw that picture you at the wrestling show, and that didn't look like a 36 gut.
Well, look, the gut isn't size 36. That's different.
Oh, so you're doing like the Hank Hill thing where you just
Cecil, our bodies are all different. Okay, I mean
mine is very different.
our bodies are all different. Now, just because I get a little bit of, I carry it right here, but the rest of
Up
me is
high.
normal. Like a little Hank Hill is kind of close, I think.
He has no butt.
I do though.
No.
All right. So speaking of that, I want to get back to Vampirella here. I was reading this in the car, and I only got this far. First of all, can I stop? I don't want to look at people like this, please.
Oh man.
I don't want to look at this. I see mentally ill women with half of their head shaved all day long. I don't want it anymore.
That is like peak mental illness haircut there. And that's exactly what you expect after brain surgery.
I don't want this. This is not what I want. I'm going to talk to Nick Barucci over Dynamite and be like, no more of this. And if you see an artist draw like this, I want you to stop. Now, this is when Vampirella shows up. Okay. By the way, this is a mood swing right here. Cecil, would you call this a mood swing? This panel 1 through 3?
Mm-hmm.
That's a mood swing. Presumably, this all happens within a few moments. We got, kind of like, hey, what's up? Oh, what did I drink? And then,
I lived with a girl like that.
It reminds me of your Cyberfrog page, where he's being beaten down by the expectations of people.
But to be fair, that presumably represents a long period of time. I mean, this is like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Well, also Cyberfrog just goes from like to eh.
Yeah, he goes.
She's flipping her lid.
Let me read this to you. And I love Christopher Priest, but this made me stop. This made me make a right turn on red when I didn't need to. Okay, I didn't need to. I could have sat there and been kind of a dick. And just read more of the comic book, waiting for the light to turn green. But this made me make that right turn on red, Cecil. People call me Vampirella. What?
They call that the Jersey roll when
That's
you just go through it.
Yeah. People call me Vampire. What's this cord's in my way? God damn, everything gets on my nerves today. Now it's down like.
People call you Vampirella?
Keep your pants on.
People call me Vampirella.
That's odd.
She's saying, Presumably she's out of breath. She's saying, ha, ha, ha. She's out of breath there. She doesn't look it. She looks very breathy to me.
Mm-hmm.
In my native tongue, the name is something unpronounceable. Gasp. Like a yodel interrupted by a wet fart.
What?
Now you think
that's her name?
Her name. If you don't want to call her Vampirella, you don't have to. You can yodel, and then you can go.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
I don't believe they wrote. I'm reading it. I don't believe they wrote that. Holy cow!
Can I just call you Vampy?
Yeah.
Cecil.
Yes.
Can I just call her Vampirella?
Yes. There was no need for that.
Yeah, you could have said like Splash. What was that? Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, that was.
That's how you say her name.
Anything.
Yeah, didn't she scream her name and shatter all the glass in the?
Mm-hmm. That's how you do it right.
Yeah.
You don't describe your language as a wet fart, even if it does sound like a wet fart.
Not when the protagonist is a sex symbol. No one wants to associate her with a wet fart.
That's the problem. That is the real issue here, because I don't want to think of that. And now you've made me think of that.
Yeah, not when you're trying to get in her pants. You don't want to think about it.
What's going on in there?
Deterrent. Don't think of me that way. You might find a wet fart.
What's going on? Oh, why? Just
somebody should have put a stop to that.
Yeah, here's the thing. She's wearing a string bikini. She's wearing a G-string. That's the worst part of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the worst. This makes me feel good because, you know, my big fear is if I ever used a licensed property is that I'd have editorial riding my butt, like Marvel did. But now I'm convinced that if I had the Vampirella license from Dynamite, they'd let me do whatever I want, and whatever I want would not ever involve a wet fart.
Hi, I'm Vampirella, or you can just yodel and let loose a wet fart.
It's the worst. You don't want to look at that woman and think about a wet fart. That was a bad idea. Bad.
I don't want to look at Ethan and think about a wet fart.
No, but that would be better. You know what I mean? Like I don't want you to either, and I don't like that's not me. That's not who I am. I'm perfect. I don't do that. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But having said that, it would be better. It would be better. It would be more appropriate. If
Right.
it were me.
This is a chick who walks around with a red thong up her ass the entire time. You don't want to like. I don't get it. Why would they even put that imagery in your head?
Cecil, I need a diaper change. I mean,
I wish we could put that sound together and try to pronounce her name. Anyone here good at yodeling?
I'll tell you something, John. I've pronounced that name a few times.
Let's hear it. Give it a go, Cecil.
No, I need to.
Cecil just lies in bed, and then Vampirella comes in and goes, "Were you calling me?
Did you say something?
You looking for me?" Why? Cars in Depth says, Cecil, ever eat a woman and then she wet farted? That's inappropriate. You don't need to answer that, Cecil. We know you have. Kay Brady says, Ethan, did you have insider knowledge of the Lady Thor movie? Because the Rainbow Brute campaign could not have been better time. That's what I was telling people today. I was like, rejoice, rejoice. Marvel's getting woke. And I'm going to do, like, Rainbow Brute is perfect right now. And by the way, it's called Rainbro. I keep going back and forth about the title. I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get caught up in litigation when I could be creating great, important artwork. I don't want to get caught up in litigation like your boy Zach. I mean, I will if I have to. But if I don't have to, why would I?
Yeah, but people love that name.
Rainbro the Brute.
Rainbow the Brute.
Yeah. Impossible. You cannot accuse me of any malfeasance. You can't. It's perfect.
Yeah. Sierra Whiskey says Rainbow Brute. I tried that on Ethan before and he shut it down.
It's too many bruh. Rainbow the Brute is okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a stutter.
I got my stickers today, though. Tomorrow, officially tomorrow, without question, I'm getting Cyberfrog Blood Honey in.
Nice.
Today I went and I spent most of the day signing Vampirella Cyberfrog Vampirella covers and prints. And I found out that I could sign 1,200 comics in 3 hours. It took me 3 hours to sign 1,200 comics.
Holy crap. How are you doing that? Do you have a stamp?
No. I'm really fast. And by the way, I hold the marker really loose now, and just I've got it down to a science. The one mistake that I made was I was like, I'm going to be a smarty pants, and I'm going to bring my iPhone, and I'm going to wear. I'm at the fulfillment center doing this, and I'm going to wear headphones and just listen to music. I brought my iPhone X, and then brought a pair of just regular iPhone headphones, like earbuds. And as you know, some idiot over at Apple decided that, you can't plug a regular like headphone jack into this phone.
Yeah.
It has to be Bluetooth. So I just sat my phone there, and basically while I was signing, I cursed out people on Twitter. Which is mostly what I did today. I was signing, and then I go, oh, this son of a bitch. And then I dunk on some SJW on Twitter and then get back to signing.
You did 1,200 signatures and you were dunking on people?
Multitasking.
Wow.
So this is the sticker here. They're like, how many of these do you want to take home? And I said about like this many, So they gave me a lot. I own all of these. They should give me all of them, but they're getting ready to fulfill. And I'm pretty excited about it because it's exactly what I wanted. As you can see, you peel it off and it's clear, it's transparent, it's rubbery sticker. You can
that's
put,
cool.
yeah. And it just looks so nice. Like everything that we did, every aspect of this campaign that we're fulfilling. And I mean, now we're just waiting on the books, is top notch. It's just all quality. Everyone who bought Cyberfrog at any level is going to get a window cling sticker, and maybe even more than that. So maybe even more than what. I can't put this back on. I can't. I used it.
Pull more off.
No.
Just randomly start sticking them places.
I know. I was thinking I'm gonna put this on my car, and then I'm like, no, because then some SJW is gonna see me in the parking lot at Nordstrom's and be like, that's that mother effer Ethan Van Sciver, and I'm gonna have a big soy-based key scrape.
Ooh, guerrilla marketing. Put them on other people's cars.
Ooh, put them on SJW's cars.
Yeah.
If I see people that have like a Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for president of the world bumper sticker, Cyberfrog. And that's what these are. You know, I got a bunch of them so that I can do that. Like Bernie Bros, Cyberfrog. And they'll be like, whoa, what's that? And how come my car has been egged? And the answer is, who did that? It must be some scumbag conservative. Wrong.
You're starting the new Peppy meme for 2020 already, Ethan.
Yeah, somebody today on Twitter decided to dunk on me, and they were just like, hey, yeah, they shouldn't have turned Thor into a woman. Maybe they should have been more creative and turned him into a frog. And then showed me the picture of Walt Simonson. You know, the Throg, Thor is a frog. I seem to remember that was fucking hugely successful.
It was.
Yeah, the future is frog, bitches. The future is frog. And I wouldn't blame anybody at this point for deciding to turn all of their characters into frogs. It only makes sense.
Bat Frog, Super Frog.
You must have been getting really pissed signing because that one dunk you did on that guy was brutal.
Which one?
Where he said, I got this drawing by somebody who gets his comics out early. And you said your mother must have been sad when she found out she was late. I was like, wow, my God, that was a fucking throat punch.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. I don't have to do that. Language, Uncle E says Crazy Maynard 2003. We must remember there are children watching.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 9:30.
Every frog character rules. There's no doubt about it. The more frogs, the better. You know, yeah, I feel some sense of ownership, you know, over frogs because of Cyberfrog. But, you know, you're allowed to do frog stuff, I guess. I won't sue you, probably.
Yeah, Jim Henson, prick.
What a dickhead.
Yeah, trying to get jump on you.
Well, we see where
we took care of that problem, didn't we?
We sure did. We sure did.
By the way, somebody last night in your chat had a great calling of Marvel's phase, MCU's Phase 4. They were calling it Stage 4. I love that. I'm gonna steal that. It's so good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about Cyberfrog. I think it's clever, but other people are gonna think I'm nuts. I'm expecting people to think I'm nuts.
About what?
Well, you know the whole thing. Like, it's not in the main book, but it's in the Ash Can. The Ash Can really fleshes out what 1998 was, like why it happened, and really, you know, it's all about like the world weakening and becoming more soy-based, and that's why, you know, it's like once the world seems weak enough and apathetic enough, that's when the Hornets invade. That's when the Vespis come, because humans are going to be like easier to conquer, and et cetera, et cetera. So they're just waiting for the signal. You know, they're waiting for the signal from Soy Bomb. Like the Soy Bomb, when he got on stage at Radio City Music Hall on February 25th, 1998, you know, he sent the signal that said everything is ready. Like, these people are fat and soy and everything like that. But the problem is that, you know, the Vespis were actually checking with him. They were checking with Soy Bomb. You know, they were checking with Soy Bomb the whole time. And so the I haven't shown much of the Ashcan yet, but I've got the original art here. So initially, this is the first page. This is on January 5th, I believe, 1998. And you've got this fellow here skiing. Okay. And then he hears Sobo, like they're trying to pronounce soy bomb. Well, he's like, what the hell? And then he hits a tree and dies.
Is that?
I bet I know who that guy is.
Who
Wait,
is
no,
that?
98? Was it 98?
Yeah, 1998.
Is that Sonny Bono?
Yeah, coincidentally, his name sounds like soy bomb.
Oh.
And so that's probably the reason why I'm not saying that is him. I'm just saying that he heard SOBO and crashed into a tree and died.
Yeah, move over, Alan Moore.
Yeah. I want to make that clear to the Bono family. I'm not saying that's him.
Okay. Are you saying it's not him?
I'm going to leave that up to people's imaginations.
Nice.
Okay.
I hope Chaz Bono kicks your ass in the parking lot.
He probably will. So 1998 is pretty good. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think it's good. Well, some people again are going to think
Oops. What
happened? Are you okay? Oh, Cecil just muted himself. All right, so I want to go back now, and I want to talk about Star Blades. John, have you seen this?
Yes, it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle Ritter. Your boy, Kyle.
Yeah, he was my boy.
He was. All right. This is it. This is the breakup now.
No, I don't want to break up with him at all. I'm hanging on to him super tight. Like I'm the bitch in this relationship. Like, don't go, please. What can I do? You want flowers? That's me right now. Yeah, Kyle, look at him. Who knew he could draw like this? Who knew?
Well, I've known now for months because I've seen these images.
Me too.
When I first saw that he was drawing, I think first drawing some Cyberfrog stuff, I was like, whoa, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he busted out this, and I was like, holy crap. Where the heck is
Cyberfrog?
Kyle?
His Cyberfrog stuff was good. This is beyond good, John.
Yeah.
This is
the top tier.
What am I going to do? How am I going to keep him?
Well, you're going to have to, I don't know.
He actually wrote to me and he said, Ethan, am I not coloring Rainbow Brute? And I said, no, you're coloring Rainbow Brute. I hope. Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, good, because I really want to color Rainbow Brute. And I was just like, and he was like, okay, good, because that means a lot to me. I'm like, what is he doing? Is he playing with me? You know what I mean?
I think he's a workhorse. I think he can handle it.
Yeah. Rusty Shackle. Oh, welcome back, Cecil. Rusty Shackleford says, how much can I make personally through my own Indiegogo? I would guess, I don't know. I would guess
American or Canadian.
Yeah, give us the denomination you're looking for. That's what it all comes down to.
I'm going to be launching my my campaign soon, but I'm only accepting Bitcoin.
Really? How is Bitcoin? How is Bitcoin doing? Don't get me on Bitcoin right now. Hold on.
It's the future, old man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let me look it up real quick.
Hold on to that crinkly green paper you call money.
It's plunging again. I can't stand. Here's the thing about Bitcoin. Like it's so fun to play with Mike Miller about this because he's so invested in it. Like he thinks eventually it's gonna teeter back and forth from like 6,000 to 13,000. It's never gonna break 13,000. But it's gonna tease it. It's gonna tease it all the time. It got down and was sitting at under 9,000 or under. No, it got down to $9,060. It almost broke not like under to 8,000s. And Mike was just like totally distraught.
I just love that all his little heads start popping up in the chat as soon as his name is.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. By the way, is that what the? I think that's what that. I think that the emoji itself is named. I think it is. I'm not sure. But so yeah, so it got up. Mike's like, so Ethan. Mike does this a lot to me. He gives me a lot of, so Ethan, when he got the Christians mad at me, like I said, Mike, please don't talk about, don't do the whole, like, pride is a sin thing where don't scare the gays away, please. Mike was like, Mike got the, he's like, this is anti-Christian. So I talked to him and he was like, so Ethan, you're in quite a pickle, aren't you? like in private, I got you in quite a pickle, don't I, Ethan? I'm like, yes, Penguin. You
You're super villain.
I was like tapping his fingers together. I got the Christians against you now, don't I, Ethan? Yes, Mike. So in any case, like he did the same thing here with Bitcoin, where it's just like, so Ethan, any more predictions about it hitting 8,500? Because now it's $10,900 again. I'm like, but dude, like 3 days ago it was 13,000. No. Now it's at 10,241. So it's sinking again, and I guess it's probably gonna sink below 10,000 again. I would guess. I mean, who knows? Every time I talk about it, like disparagingly, it jumps up a little bit. But
it's your audience. They're the ones making it go up and down.
I can picture him yelling "drat" when it comes down. Drat,
like,
double drat. No.
I only pay attention when he talks about it. Like I don't, like I didn't know. Like here's the thing, I didn't know that it got down to $9,060. That is like the nadir that it's been at. And Mike is like, so did you buy at 9,000? I said, no, it didn't get to 9,000. He said, yes, it did. At 6 a.m. It got to $9,060. I'm like, I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching. And no, I'm not going to buy Bitcoin. My wife would chop my head off. Shoot, Ethan, there's $9,000 missing out of the bank account. What did you do? Oh, I invested in cryptocurrency, honey.
I bought
Don't
one
worry. Don't worry. Mike S. Miller says it's a good investment.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell, dude? What the hell? All right, so in any case, let's get back to Starblades here. If I refresh this without internet access, it's going to go away. So I'm afraid to refresh it. What is it at right now?
I will pull it up.
Yeah.
Just 1 sec.
I mean, I'm live streaming on a wing and a prayer right now. And I do this for the fans. It's for the fans, Cecil.
$12,255.
Yes.
Excellent. A whole grand.
Yeah, we got to get it up past 20, though. I think that's important. We got to get it past 20. I see this campaign, and I understand that Kyle's untested. Like, Kyle's a colorist, but give me a break, dude. This looks better than anything. This looks so good. I mean, if it's about the quality and appearance of a comic, this is 7 figures right here. This isn't. This is, I don't know. This has to be better than this. We got to do better than this. We got to get Kyle moving. And
well, it's so good, and we already know he's probably going to leave anyways. I'm halfway tempted to Jim Henson him.
Oh, what are you going to do? You're going to Jim Henson him?
Yeah.
You're going to whack him out? What do you mean?
Yeah, or off, out, whatever.
Not in so many. Not. Did you masturbate the creator of the Muppets? When did this happen?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah. So no, it's true. No, we need Kyle. I need Kyle around because Kyle is coloring Cyberfrog as long as he'll do it. I mean, I got to get him to color Wreck Planet. I've sketched out the cover to Wreck Planet, the book front cover. I can't wait to do it, John. It's Salamandroid hanging off of the Statue of Liberty's arm, like, and the Statue of Liberty is covered with beehive, wasp nests, honeycombs, dripping honey all down the Statue of Liberty, and it's Salamandroid's hanging off of that arm and just roaring like King Kong, smacking the hell out of Vespis. You can see New York City in the background just destroyed. Cyberfrog is there. I mean, it's just. God, it's so cool. It's so cool. I have to have Kyle color it.
I have, sadly, a terrible imagination, Ethan. If I saw this, I could probably appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. So you need me to actually show you.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. You got your dumb internet.
Yeah. No, it's just a sketch right now, John. I I wouldn't show it to you at this point. I would be embarrassed. My sketches don't look as good as yours. My sketches are blue lined and they're very rough.
Oh yeah, they are.
my sketches suck. I don't like.
Maybe I should just draw this right now and show everybody.
Oh, are you going to draw it?
No. I
Oh,
can't.
okay.
I'm on my laptop, so.
All right, yeah. So the future is definitely Frog. Nathan Whitis says, I just watched Shazam last night and I loved the first 1/3 of the film. The rest sucked though. Best DC movie this decade. Oh, let's talk about Shazam. Did you guys see Shazam?
Yes.
No.
I just saw it on, we had one rain day during a vacation just for a few hours. And we were with a bunch of nieces, nephews, 13 through 7, at least 6 kids. They absolutely all loved it. They all said it was their favorite movie. They all
the kids liked it,
loved it.
Okay,
kids don't know anything.
No, well,
they don't, because it was a kid. You know, it was a kid in a grown up's body, so that really appealed. You know, it was like that fantasy. You know,
I'm watching it with Andrea, and Andrea was getting annoyed with it, and I was getting a little bit annoyed with it too. And now it's already leaving my head. Having finished it and walked away from it, it's already leaving my head. But at one point, Andrea said, "This is a kids movie." When Savannah goes into his father's office, and the monsters start ripping people apart and throwing them out windows. She's like, "This is horrific. Like, this is for children." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like I actually like this part, but I can see what you mean. It isn't for kids." And poor Ava was watching it. Like, she's in her high chair with an ice cream cone, and she's like she just held her ice cream cone in terror, in abject terror, during that scene. Now, what can I tell you? First of all, the first part of the movie, I was like, okay, this is going to be full of spoilers. So let me get this straight. You're walking around at the amusement park with your son, your young child, okay? And I don't care how effed up you are. I don't care how effed up you are as a parent. You're walking around, you win him a prize, and because you kind of suck, it's not the tiger he wanted. It's a compass. Ironic, it's a compass, and then she loses him. And that's it. She just loses him for the next 5 years.
No, she didn't lose him. She abandoned him.
Well, she didn't abandon him. She lost him and then decided along the way. She said she saw him with the police and just went, well, he's better off with the police. What?
Yes, because she said she was 17 and was homeless, and she was going to claim him and realized that the police could like get him into foster care and do something. She abandoned him.
What a stupid bitch.
She was 17 and she had a 5-year-old so I don't even understand that. I did the math on that. She's like, I was 12? 17.
She's 17. She had a 5-year-old.
That's the part that stuck out to me is she said I was, when he was like, why did you leave me? And she's like, I had just been thrown out of my house and I was 17 and I didn't know what to do. Now I looked at the kid. The kid was at least 5. So in my head, I was like, I did the math. I was like, I
think he was older than 5. I think he was like 7.
Hollywood.
Whatever. I'm just saying. So she obviously was a messed up kid. If she had a 5-year-old at 17, that's why she abandoned him. She was a mess. The father was in prison. She was homeless, and he was supposed to be 3. Is that it? Okay. Yeah, he was gone for 10 years. So.
All right. Well,
yeah. So have a little compassion, Ethan, will you?
No.
Okay.
All right. So the rest of the movie seemed to be, and like, I mean, a long stretch of the movie was Shazam and this super annoying kid. Freddy was a super annoying kid. By the way,
I just think you were in a bad mood.
No. Everyone in that foster home was an annoying dickhead. When you
watched this movie wearing a pair of 38s or 40s, I guarantee you would have loved it.
You think my jeans were too tight?
You were in pain.
Yeah.
It's like sitting on a tack at the movie theater. How was the movie? Oh, it was terrible.
You should have wore that size 40.
Oh.
Get it.
Oh, I'll try it. I mean, wait a second. That wasn't the issue. The movie sucked. The kid walks into a foster home and everybody's like, waka, waka, waka. It's like, everyone shut up. Like, that's what I would have just been like, all of you little children, shut up. Stop showing me your personality. I don't need to know it having just met you 5 seconds ago. You don't have to be on. This is not the Milton Berle hour. Shut the fuck up.
I hate these kids already. I haven't seen the movie. I hate them.
Okay. All of these
when you watched Annie, did you root for Carol Burnett?
Happy Accident says bad take, Ethan. When I watched Annie, no, I understood those kids because they were like, you know, I don't know. They weren't all hitting you with their A material the second you walk in the room. They were going, oh my God, I wet the bed because I'm
They
alone.
were doing flips off the beds. What are you talking about? They were personality plus.
They were not doing backflips off the bed until it was time to do the musical number. When you first meet them, they're like, I don't like this girl. She wets the bed. And then they're stomping on each other.
You know what I think? I think you were wearing sweatpants when you watched Annie. That's what I think.
No, Cecil, I had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with me being fat at all. I know you want to blame everything on my girth,
but you were fat. I just said your pants were too small.
Everyone is saying Ethan is wrong. Ethan, this is awful. This is a bad take. All right. So anyway, it annoyed me.
Ethan, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. No, wait a second. It's how I felt, and I'm going to say it. I don't care how it looks. So, yeah. So that whole movie. Oh, here's the other part that really bothers me.
Can we go back to yodeling sharts?
No. We don't want to return to that. Here's the other part of the movie that bothered me. Endless superhero fights with no directive. Now, most of the end of that, once Savannah finds Captain Marvel and they decide to fight, there are fights. This fight goes on forever, and nothing happens. Nothing happens in the fight. I can't describe it. Somebody punches somebody, and then they land.
He was fighting the 7 deadly sins,
and then they stand off against each other. Ooh. And there's no and then it's, hey, we stand off against each other. Then we hit each other again. And
Dragon Ball Z.
And
which one of the 7 deadly sins were you rooting for? Be honest.
Gluttony. Look. Then at one point, there were a couple. I'm going to tell you a couple of good.
I thought you were going to say pride.
Oh yeah, pride. I like pride.
Gluttony.
Gluttony was the other good one. But no, there's one point where you're just like, okay, so you know he's being held down by one of the 7 deadly sins, and as Captain Marvel, and he goes Shazam, and then like a lightning bolt comes down and obliterates one of the 7 deadly sins. He's Billy Batson again. He's able to roll away, and I go, oh, good, that's one of them down. That's one of them down. The fight's going. It's been 25 minutes that they're fighting. Okay, one of the sins is dead. And then he rolls away, and then the sin just reforms. And I'm like, no, please, let's get some resolution for Christ's sake. So then, all right, now one good thing that I really, really liked. And first of all, I will say this. I absolutely love Captain Marvel. The actor who played Captain Marvel, that guy was great. I like that guy. And some people in the chat early on were just like, hey, I don't like that guy. Everything else was good except for the actor. No, that guy was charisma overdrive. He was so good. I believed he was a 14-year-old.
Jay Hamilton says, Shazam is a kid, for crying out loud. You sound like an old curmudgeon.
Well, I am an old. I understand he's a kid. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the movie, like being good or not being good. And I've seen kids' movies. I know what a good kids' movie is.
What I want you to do, upgrade to a 44-inch and then wear it around your chest. Pull it up high. And watch the movie again. You're at the age you could pull the pants up higher now.
Do you think so? Like,
there's no way. Who you trying to impress with them wrapped around your hip?
Yeah, you're right.
What are you, one of the Jonas Brothers? No,
I am none. I guess I'll never be. I mean, I want that. No, wait, Cecil. All right, here's the good part of the movie that I really, really liked. There are 2 really, really great parts.
Get overalls, says Brad. No.
All right, look. At one point, the fight goes somewhere. the fight goes somewhere. See, this is what I'm saying. They just punch each other, then they get up and they stand off, punch each other again. It's make something happen. Like, have something happen. But at one point, Savannah grabs Billy Batson, and he forces his head underwater, and he's drowning him. And you see Billy Batson trying to go underwater, but he can't. I was like, yes. That is great. Get him. Yeah, well, I was worried for him. I like Billy Batson. I didn't want him to die. I didn't want him to drown. But it was a good way. Like, the whole thing is, if you want to completely, stop Captain Marvel, you wait till he's Billy Batson and then somehow make it so that he can't scream Shazam. So that is the cool superhero thing about Shazam. That's how you stop him. So holding his head underwater, and then at one point shooting him with a pellet, Savannah with a pellet, distracting him. Billy Batson's able to get some breath and go, Shazam! Boom, and then it's on. That was great. That was top-notch superhero stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was Jeff Johns' contribution to the movie, because he was like executive producer. I think he helped write some of it. I know my boy Jeff Johns. I think that was him. Okay, so and then also the other great part that I was really hoping would happen, but I was afraid that they'd be stupid enough to wait for the sequel, because there ain't going to be a sequel.
There's going to be a sequel.
The Marvel family.
Wait, let me before you get into that. I looked at the credits and I saw one of the executive producers was Dwayne Johnson, who is signed to play Black Adam. So there will 100% be a sequel, because that guy's instant money.
No, but it's just going to be called Black Adam, though. It's not going to.
But they're going to have. How could they have Black Adam without Shazam?
I don't know. How could they have the Joker without Batman? They're doing it. That's how it is.
Well, you have to introduce them first, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to, and then this movie will make money off of the secondary market anyway.
Yeah, you don't just do the Scorpion King. You have to do the Mummy first.
Yeah.
Well, I absolutely love seeing the Marvel family. That really, like, when the Marvel family showed up, I cheered. And even though they were the Rainbow Coalition, as Doug TenNapel likes to call diversity, it was still so cool to see Mary Marvel. She looked like Mary Marvel. CM3 looked like CM3, and then all the newbie Marvel family members. Really, really, really cool. And I was just hoping we could see something of Talkie Tawny, but instead we got the stuffed tiger reference, and that was meant to stand in for Talkie Tawny. So we got Savannah, and then at the end, again, you get a little peek at a really terrible looking Mr. Mind. Why did Mr. Mind look like that?
Yeah, he could have looked better.
They could have CGI'd Mr. Mind, and he could have looked like a real worm. He looked like a little puppet sitting there. He looked like Savannah's butt toy. He didn't look like he looked like a sex toy. He did not look like a worm, a real living worm.
The word you're looking for is butt plug.
Butt plug? That's
yes.
What you plug your butt?
Yes.
All right.
Not me, but I'm saying you're saying a butt sex toy, I think.
Well, I mean
this is it's not 10 o'clock yet. I'm guessing, unless you meant anal beads. Is it 10 yet?
It is in 1 minute. 1 minute it'll be. So wait, in 1 minute, just a few more seconds, you can go ahead and call it whatever you want. I mean, I'm on the East Coast, so are you.
Yes.
You should know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy to see Mr. Mind. Not happy that he looked like a sex toy. But Savannah was okay. Why Mark Strong again? He was Sinestro. Why are we double dipping? Do we love Mark Strong? We just love Mark Strong.
He was Sinestro?
Yes. So you already forgot.
I did. I think I blocked it out. I thought it was better than Green Lantern.
Yeah. No, it was better than Green Lantern. Without question.
Well, I watched it with like a bunch of young nieces and nephews, and they all went. They loved it.
Yeah, I like the part where he did the the dance for 1 second and then punched a wall. Like, that was so. Kaylee's Kaylee's 12 and she does that dance. I mean, that is so like Generation Z or whatever.
The floss.
The floss. Yeah. Like, that is just, I see that and I just laugh and I just think of those kids. It's like that generation, and he's sitting there doing the floss and then he punches a wall. Like, that was really cool. I mean,
what did she think of it? How old is she? 12?
She didn't see it. She's with her dad right now, you know.
But
So
you watched it with no children.
no, I watched it with Ava, who was horrified.
But that's too young for it, though.
And
Because
I think,
the monsters are a little much for a 3-year-old.
yeah. Well, it was for me. I watched it for me because I haven't seen Aquaman yet either. I intend to watch Aquaman, but I'm slow to watch these superhero movies. I'm telling you, I don't need to watch them. I'd much rather watch horror movies. When Pet Cemetery hit pay-per-view, I was on that.
I didn't see it yet. How was it?
It was really pretty good. It was really pretty good.
Did you like the first one?
Yes.
Fred Gwynn.
Yeah, I did. I thought Pet Cemetery was a really, really good kind of creepy story. And I'm telling you, it didn't end happy. It ended in the most horrifying way that I can imagine as a parent. I saw it and I went, no, they're not going to do that. And then they go to credits and you're like, God damn. It was fun. It was a good time. I would recommend Pet Cemetery. I'm waiting for it too. That's not until September. I'm probably going to go to the movie theater to see that. And then the new Quentin Tarantino movie. When does that come out?
The 26th.
Of this month?
Yeah, a couple days.
Oh my God. All right, I got to go see that. Andrea wants to see that too. She's like, we'll get a babysitter to go see that movie.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Yes. Yeah. People are saying that movie was trash. It wasn't trash. I mean, it wasn't. I don't. Pet Cemetery was pretty good. I thought. You thought it was shit. It was shit.
I liked the first one.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one and the second one, and I liked them both for their '80s kind of Stephen King '80s stuff.
Did they set it in the '80s also?
Did they? I don't think they did. I can't remember, Cecil. I can't remember, but I'm saying the original, the original Pet Cemetery was like,
right.
It was '80s. It's this '80s thing, like Silver Bullet and like The Lost Boys. There's an '80s kind of vibe about us, that genre of horror film. But like this was, first of all, I love the cast. I thought the cast was really good. It starred that dude that was in Brotherhood, that Showtime series about the Black Irish Mafia. So awesome, so great. And I like that guy and his big forehead. So he played the dad. And then, it's just, it was cool. And I actually got Andrea and Kaylee will not watch any horror movies, but I got them to sit down and watch the first half of that movie. And then we got distracted. I had to finish it by myself. And they said, what happened at the end? And I told them and they were like, no. And I was like, watch it. No, we're not getting back. They don't want, like we have nightmares. I love horror movies and I can't get them to watch horror movies with me at all.
You're in a house full of chicks.
I'm outnumbered.
Oh wait, your son's there though.
Hunter is here, but Hunter's out there. Oh, here's the situation, guys.
He's 20 and he's got a muscle car. He's not sitting at home with you.
Oh, I'm gonna kill him, dude. I'll tell you about Hunter right now. We have a real serious problem here. Hunter is pulling chicks down like you wouldn't believe. Hunter has girls. All right, I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him.
Is that code for something? Pulling chicks down.
Like he's bringing girls home, man. He's bringing girls home. Now, here's the situation. Andrea and I, we have, obviously we have a 3-year-old. We can't really go anywhere. And we don't necessarily want to just we can't leave Ava with Hunter. Hunter can't babysit. Hunter's 20 and he's not going to change a diaper. He's not going to take care of Ava. He's just not, I wouldn't. And then there's Kaylee. Kaylee's still too young at 12 to leave alone with the 3-year-old. So we've been like, oh my God, we need a babysitter. So Hunter goes, hey, I know a girl. Okay. I know a girl who will babysit and she's perfect for this. She's, been around a 3-year-old. She babysits for a living. So and we're like, okay, well, we'd like to meet her. So
two arms, 2 legs. Yeah, 2 eyes, 2 ears.
That's all we need. That's all we need. So she comes over, and I'm telling you, first of all, she's 20 years old. Hunter sits down next to her on the couch, and I'm looking at Hunter, and Hunter's looking at me. He's giving me a look like, "What do you think, Dad?" And I'm like, "You don't you dare!" Talking to her. She's got on like short shorts. and she's attractive, but in a very kind of bookish way. She's very smart looking, and indeed, she's wearing a T-shirt that says Girls Council on it. And I'm like, so what's Girls Council? She's like, well, it's an organization that I started when I was 14, and it basically we get young girls. It's like a kind of Big Brother program, kind of, but with girls. And I started it, and I'm the president of it, and I'm like super bowled over by this girl, and she's just like, yeah, of course I don't do this for the money. I really enjoy mentoring kids, and Ava's a sweetheart, and yeah, I'd be happy to. I don't even care about the money. And she's like, but it's $15 an hour, and I'm like, I'm prepared to pay like $50 an hour at this point to get some date time with my wife, get out of the house. And so I'm like, I have to say, you are a super impressive girl. You are incredible. You're hired. When can we get you here? August 2nd. And she's like, oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. So we're going to want you here from 5 o'clock to like 2 in the morning. And she's like, yeah, that works for me. That's normal. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Andrea. So I go out, I buy Frankie Valli concert tickets again, Atlantic City. And I'm thinking about, Andrea, we're going to go bowling. We're going to get a lobster. We're going to go see Frankie Valli. We're going to play blackjack. We're going to get drunk. We're going to hire a limo to take us back and forth. We're just going to have a date night, and we're going to be able to do this twice a month. We're going to be able to date twice a month. And we're both like, like so excited. Hunter goes the next day. Okay. Andrew and I are out at the pool. Hunter comes up to me like, what'd you think of her, Dad? And I'm like, I think she's awesome. Thank you for introducing her. And like, Andrea is like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. Hunter's like, I think she's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, Hunter, if you touch that girl,
you cannot ruin a babysitter. I know.
I'm gonna fucking wring your neck if you touch that girl, because Hunter's a love him and leave him type. Hunter dates girls, and then like he'll be like, this is my new girlfriend, and like 3 weeks later he's like, Dad, get this girl away from me. Like, that's how he is. Like, they drive him nuts. He's busy. He wants a girlfriend when he wants a girlfriend, but he's very career minded. He's working on cars and stuff, and they're binging his phone and everything. And he's just like, all right, you're smothering me. That's how he is right now. So I know that if he dates my babysitter, my precious, precious babysitter, he's going to dump her, and we're going to lose our babysitter. And it's going to happen in 3 weeks. I'm like, Hunter? And Andrea is like, if you touch that girl,
you just made it forbidden fruit though now.
That's the problem with this, because I'm like,
you just knocked her up. She said she was a little bookish. You probably knocked it from a 7 to a 10 in his eyes.
Driving me absolutely crazy. So Andrea and I are talking about this, and we're like, here's the problem. Here's the situation. What's going to happen is, and Hunter's like, yeah, because she hit me up. I'm like, do you like, seriously, like gritting my teeth, like, I'll throw you out of this house, man. I'll throw you out. I'll kick you out in the street. And I'm talking to Andrew. I'm like, here's what's going to happen, because this is just going to make it worse. She's going to call Hunter, and Hunter's going to go, I'm sorry, but my dad and my stepmom said that I can't date you. I'm sorry. And what do you think that's going to do to a girl? That's going to make it like, they don't have to know. You see what I'm saying? We'll keep it on the DL. They don't have to know. Then it's going to get even more intense. Right away.
You're going to make the relationship happen.
Now think
in a legit way. It'll be stronger than ever for Hunter. It'll probably be the girl he marries.
And of course,
no, if he marries her, cool. He's not going to marry her. That's the problem.
But then think about this. If once she puts the kids to bed, they're going to start screwing around, and technically you'll be paying her to do that.
I understand. That's a risk. I understand. But
if she gets knocked up, though, think of the upside. She'll watch both your kids.
I'm not ready to be a grandfather. I got 5 years.
Wow, what have I walked into?
Just turn around quietly and leave.
Yeah, it's real trouble. By the way, Refresh Starblades, how's it doing? Do we get a bump up at all? By the way, guys, if you haven't yet backed Starblades by Kyle Ritter, it looks like an incredible book, and
we passed 14,000.
Boom! I love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm going to try to promote this a lot because Kyle actually is really dependent on all of his friends to help promote him for him.
That is correct.
So everybody's got to step up.
Yeah. I mean, in case you guys don't know, Kyle is a deaf mute. And so he cannot be doing live streams promoting himself. I want to have him on because he's really funny even when he's not talking. He's a natural clown. He's very funny. He's lovable. Everybody loves Kyle. We want this campaign to succeed. We definitely want it to beat any of Mike S. Miller's campaigns, at the very least.
Ethan thinks anyone that ignores him and doesn't want to talk to him is a deaf mute, though, by the way.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the epidemic is all about,
Every girl he met in high school was a deaf mute.
Deaf mute, yeah. Is it in the water? Like, how does that happen?
Wait, is that actually true? That can't be true.
So this is good stuff.
Every girl I met in high school was a lesbian.
So wow, we did like it's moving. It's like $3,000, a $3,000 increase here. That's great. That's very good. Jay Hamilton says, Ethan, we need a Kyle Ritter emoji for members. I can do that. I've got room for 4 more emojis right now. We have like over 500 members, which I really appreciate, guys. If you haven't joined the channel yet, and you want to be a part of this channel, supporting this channel means you're giving me $4.99 a month, and actually you're only giving me $3 a month because you
got to pay the man.
YouTube takes, but $3 a month for me, that's great. And basically it just makes this channel automatically profitable if YouTube chooses to demonetize videos that make fun of feminists, which they do all the time. It won't matter to me because you guys are paying me to make them. And I know that's the content that you guys tend to enjoy. So if you wouldn't mind considering supporting me at $4.99 a month, I would definitely appreciate it. And your name is going to turn green. You're going to get a little soy boy badge. Every month that you stay subscribed to this channel, your badge is going to change into something new. Next month, it's Cecil. Did you know that, Cecil?
Wow. Honor.
From soy into Cecil.
Yeah. It's it's a lot more sudden than I think Cecil probably would have liked. Honestly, Gateway. It's like
you should probably have to be a member for a year before you reach that honor.
It should have been a slow build. Yeah, absolutely. So
also, not to step up. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm stepping on you.
No, Cecil, you're saving me because I'm not sure I had a good thought from there. So go ahead.
I have a good thought I want to point out real quick. Do you know what Mike Miller did to his audience?
What did he do?
He turned the greens against the grays.
He did.
Yeah. So all the people that become members are green, and if you're just a a normie, you're a gray. So he tried to start a war to get more people to become greens.
Is that true? Is this
is true? I'm not. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
I haven't really been watching. I haven't had a lot of time to watch streams and stuff. So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mike's an evil genius. Evil genius. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you who's not a genius. You, John, because you haven't plugged your thing at all today, and you're you're $313 away from 60 grand.
Is that right?
Oh, snap.
That's right. $313 away from 60,000. Graveyard Shift 2.
Awesome.
Dare I try to look this up? I'm going to try to find Graveyard Shift. I'm going to try and see if I can get it to pop up. Oh, that's Graveyard Shift 1. No. Graveyard Shift 2. It came up. Okay, let me. Oh, this is great news. Gateway into Comics, in case you don't know, I have no internet connection. There's no Wi-Fi. So
I've been watching that. I saw it.
It's horrible. And so like I'm streaming on a wing and a prayer. So far it lets me stay streaming, but it's difficult for me. If I want to look at an article, I can't really do it necessarily. Me trying to find John's page here and show it to people was risky. But I think it almost paid off, as you can see, even though, let me see if I can get an image up there though. Yeah, I can. Can you see this, John?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 59,687. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
We're that close to 60,000 right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. Graveyard Shift took off like a rocket. People are loving it. Like I thought that, like the $50 and $25 tiers did really well on the first campaign, but most people are backing the $75 tier. Like more than the $25 tier.
Yeah, I can understand the repeat.
Graveyard Shifty.
All right, hold on a Graveyard Shifty. Yeah, It is shifty. Don't trust John Malin. Here we
Yeah.
go. John Malin's 100% trustworthy, of course. Graveyard Shift Volume 2. This is the project I was looking forward to the most because I bought, I backed Graveyard Shift 1 at a pretty high tier. So I got a bunch of copies of it. And I'm proud of them. I think it's a really beautiful comic. John did a great job. This is a follow-up sequel. John, Graveyard Shift 1, when did you draw that book, by the way?
3 or 4 years ago, because it was the book that got me hired at Marvel. And so it went on the back burner. And then I did my 2-year stint at Marvel, I think it was. And then and then when I left Marvel, that was what I was going to get back into until your boy Zach reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want to draw Jawbreakers?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." So we did that. Yeah, and it became a big hit. And then I was like, "Hey, I have this project just sitting here. I might as well put it out."
Hey, Zach's in the chat. He says it's like Wildstorm Comics is back. What do you think of that? I gotta say, this is one of my favorite images here. I really, really love the way you did this.
Thank you.
The two guns here. I think this is cool. Obviously, it's great to see these characters again. It's nice to know there's like a sequel. A lot of these books that people do Indiegogo campaigns or Kickstarters of, they started out, you get one book done, and then you're on to some other book about a worm. And you were really looking forward to a sequel for this character that you've invested in a little bit, So I'm glad to see a sequel so quickly for Graveyard Shift. Really, really good. Zach says John Malin started this all.
Yeah.
Not true, but I appreciate it.
God King is at 111,317.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. We got to pull that up too. Wait a second. Let me see
Let's get John over 60 tonight.
Oh, John's probably already over 60.
Yeah.
Cyberfrog Blood Honey's at 232,556 for the team up cover. I put the link to that in the chat as well. I'm going to try to refresh Starblades here for fun. $14,230 for our boy Kyle Ritter. Now, one thing that you guys need to understand is the first 48 hours of any campaign are vital. That's when you get the biggest hit all at once, and then it drags for a little while. But this initial 48 hours is important. So I want to get Kyle somewhere safe, somewhere pretty comfortable, so that he's looking pretty good to people. This sends a message to Indiegogo, by the way. I really should be doing Indiegogo classes, not Heather Antos. She's
or crowdfunding panels.
Yeah, what did you learn from that panel? I mean, there's practical advice to be given. It's not, a crowdfunding panel shouldn't be a place where you boast about stuff or tell your personal story. What advice could you tell people on how to do this better? And I get this stuff all day long from people. All day long, I get messages from people saying, I'm about to crowdfund. How do I do it? And I don't want to answer individual messages. I would just say constantly listen to Comicsgate Live and pick up messages, pick up ideas from us. But one of the main things is that you've really got this number right here. This is tricky here. This is a gamble. Okay, this is a gamble because the way Indiegogo works is it considers this number to be a measure of your success when it comes to promoting your campaign in their algorithm. So let's say the truth of the matter is to be comfortable and publish this book, you need about $40,000, right? That's about $40,000. So if you put $40,000 here, $40,000 is my actual fixed goal. Well, they're going, hey, you're just at like 30% or something of your fixed goal. That's not a big success. But if you were to put $1,000 here, suddenly
like I did with Graveyard Shift.
Did you do that with Graveyard Shift?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. We're at 5,968% funded.
Now all Indiegogo sees is this number right here. They go, holy shit, this is a runaway freight train. 5,968% of the goal. Well, this is just incredible. Now, this campaign is going to end up all over Indiegogo just because of this. Now, John's pretty sure.
I did make it a flexible goal just in case it only made $500.
Right.
I was still going to fulfill.
But you're pretty sure at this point. This is the difference between you and Kyle, is that you've done a campaign. You have people who already you're pretty sure those people are going to back again, and people know who you are. You know you're going to comfortably get to 100,000. Almost certainly you're going to comfortably get to 100,000. So you might as well just say, yeah, $1,000 and be kind of cocky about it and let this number be huge. All Indiegogo's algorithm sees is this number. Now, it's different if you're not quite sure. And this is Kyle's first Indiegogo outing. And even though it's brilliant, you're not sure. Is Kyle gonna, are people gonna find it? So you have to kind of hedge your bet a little bit here. And he did. $5,500 is great. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to put $40,000 here, because it's going to look to Indiegogo like this campaign's not really working and people don't really like it. So we're not going to, they don't promote things that aren't successful. They don't end up on the front page of Indiegogo. Anthony Scott, by the way, thanks for $2, says, my daughter loved the Ash Can by Nerd Wonder.
Yeah, we had a 16-page Ash Can by Nerd Wonder. Yeah, little graveyard shift. It was a kid version and a kid-friendly version of the superhero team. Indoctrination, I like to think of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you want to get the kids in. Okay, here it is. Well, you want to get the kids.
Yeah, you want to get the kids into occult material as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Hold on, thank God.
Vampires, werewolves.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Sorry, Zach. See this? No internet. So let me see if it's still cycling. Nope, it's going to be a bitch. All right, so be a bitch. Graveyard Shift Volume 2. Should I try? I'm going to try. Okay, it did refresh, but there's no big adjustment. Now people are talking about the nipples here.
Yeah, Nipplegate.
Yeah, you want to talk about that and how that's affected your life?
Sure. It really helped the funding on this. I appreciate everybody. Look, I have one theme in every campaign I've done, and that's boobs and butts. When we did Jawbreakers, we had a really great shot of Zashi's boobs and butts. Raised $400,000 on that. Graveyard Shift Volume 1, a good shot of Lilith, which is this character here, boobs and butts, $106,000. Now, Volume 2, hopefully, is on the way to about $150,000. And we only run for our 60-day full-time. We'll do 30 days and 30-day campaigns. But after that, we don't go in demand. There's no follow-up. So all the money we make is within a 60-day window.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth about that. Cecil's listening. Cecil's about to launch his campaign. In case you don't know, Cecil was going to do a campaign for Backstab, is it?
I haven't come up with the name yet.
Okay, so it's not going to be back. We've moved on.
But after listening to John, I promise my tits will be on display for sure.
Absolutely.
Boom. Money in the bank.
Out there.
I mean, tits and ass at once. No? Okay. But in any case, Cecil was going to launch a campaign for a book about Cecil, once he got to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he did that last night. So he's kind of obligated to start putting together his campaign. Skeletal Basement says, just finished Jawbreakers and loved it. Art was gorgeous and the story was fun. Can't wait to get more books from you guys. Hail.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Jawbreakers was a lot of fun, John.
Yeah, real crazy time. Just over a year ago. It seems much longer.
No,
but yeah, we've only been doing this about a year and 3 months.
Yeah. Are you going to try to top Jawbreakers with Graveyard Shift 2? Because I mean, that was peak John Millen work.
I don't. Oh, art wise, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I want to do really good work here. There's pages down below if people look at the actual link, because Ethan will have probably a little trouble scrolling this.
Let me see. No, I can. It's loaded. So let's have a look. Oh, this looks great.
So that's our bad guy Van Helsing. We introduced him in the first issue, and yeah, he's nothing but trouble.
I love the werewolf.
We always planned on bringing a werewolf in, and originally Mark had this oddball idea about a werewolf on the team, but when we were in initial discussions of it, he described it as sticking its head out of because these are stand-in for the X-Men, sticking his head out of like the X-plane with his tongue wagging, and he named him Fido. So I was like, no, Mark, no. And
yeah.
But we knew, because this was always, what if the Universal monsters were the X-Men, that we would have to have a werewolf in here at some point. So there it is.
He's absolutely amazing. I love werewolves. You know, I don't know. Werewolves are great. I've told you, and John, you know, when I talk about my fantasies about becoming a werewolf, they're different from yours.
Well, you're not willing to go to distance, Ethan. That's all.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I was willing to go to the distance
Dedication.
of smearing goat fat on my naked body and then burning a pentagram of candles and pledging my soul to the devil. But John was talking about, you know, like
It's one injection. Look, if all it took was one injection, an intimate night with you and another man to become, you know, the equivalent of Teen Wolf, not a werewolf like this, but like Teen Wolf, where you had
Yeah.
great b-ball skills and all the chicks loved you. Then
no, I don't
yeah,
want to be that. That's weird, man. Teen Wolf was weird. Why do you want to be that? By the way, I want to congratulate you on the werewolf's thumbs pushing up, lifting and separating the boobs here.
Jane
Yeah.
Russell would be proud.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, that's a lot of extra support for a lady.
I care about these characters and
Yeah.
I care about the physics.
Well, I was thinking about on the main picture that costume has to be tailored around her boobs for it to hang like that.
Yeah, it just pours right
So
on her.
so when that's off of her, there's just two like empty socks hanging off the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, that's, you know, people did that like in the early days of drawing comics. They don't really do it anymore, and it's getting weirder and weirder that they're not doing it. But spandex really clung to every crevice. You know, I mean, you could see you could see everything. You know, because it would cling, like it enveloped and went underneath the boobs. Did it for guys too, you know.
Twigs and berries everywhere.
That's how I found out Nightcrawler was circumcised.
Yeah. Oh my God, Cecil. There was a guy, but you know, John. I don't know if you remember this guy. Okay, but his name was Petty, and he used to work for Bob Liefeld. You know, back in the day.
Oh Bob.
he doesn't like it when I call him Bob. He used to work for Bob Liefeld, and Petty used to sign his name with a sperm. You know, Petty, and then there'd be a little squiggly sperm that underlined his name. Now, Petty used to subscribe to the idea that spandex was tight, you know, and when you know, he used spandex on women, he didn't really get to draw women very often. He was drawing Supreme, so he was drawing a great big man for the most part. He wasn't really drawing the ladies as much, but he believed in the concept that spandex was super tight and did kind of hug into crevices. And therefore, when Petty was drawing Supreme, and he drew kind of like Todd McFarlane, he would emphasize the outline of the curved member underneath. I mean, you could see Cecil, you could see taint, you could see scrotum, delineated scrotum sac. You could see all of the curvature, you could see acorn at the, you know what I'm talking about? Acorn shape at the top.
Bell end.
Bell end, they say. Now, he did this a lot, and you know, again, he got away with it for like 3 issues. And Rob Liefeld gave him a speech that kind of ran counter to Comicsgate's speech. Took him aside and kind of said, and John, maybe you've heard Rob talk about like how he saw comic books as cheeseburgers. Like, hey, we're making McDonald's cheeseburgers. People come to us because they want the McDonald's cheeseburger. We give them the cheeseburger. He's like, but you're giving them the hot dog. And he said, knock it. He said, knock it the F off, right? Okay. So that's and that was it. The Petty saw some. Petty started wearing a motorcycle helmet to work with a visor down, which I think eventually got him fired. I don't know. That's a weird thing to be sitting at your desk wearing a motorcycle helmet with the visor down while you're drawing.
Was that because Rob was swatting him?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something.
Yeah, I told that story once, and people said, "Why aren't you talking more about that? That's physical abuse." I'm like, I'll leave that there. I'm not going to get into that too much. I wasn't there. I heard allegations from multiple people, but we don't really need to get into that on YouTube. But yeah, he was wearing a motorcycle helmet with the visor down all the time, and he ended up going his own way. Now, Comicsgate says, hey, we're here to sell the hot dogs. So, John,
You're gonna hit me?
no,
Oh.
I'm saying, would you please treat your male superheroes and give them the same exposure that you
Yes.
give your female heroes?
Yes.
You will from now on.
I will do my part. That's Dracula there. He's going full commando. Underneath that cloth is nothing but twigs and berries.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Mhm.
So this is
I will give that the proper respect as the wind blows as well. No,
That's a pretty big commitment. That full frontal.
I don't want to see the full frontal.
I don't either.
Unless he waxes down there, it's probably looks similar to his hairstyle up here. And I don't.
Smith.
Yeah. We don't need that. I take back everything that I said. Gus Tyler Bush says full vamp peen. We don't need to do that. I mean, how many ladies are,
He should take that off when he's flying because it must be flapping. The whip, it's like a towel snapping incident just from him flying. You don't need that. Just take it off when he flies.
Johnny Dollar suggests that we call him Sacula. I don't think we need to call him Sacula,
Well, that Star Wars girl told me it was a good idea. Are you saying she's leading me astray?
Sacula?
Sacula.
She said Sacula?
No. She appreciates the loincloth and the fact that he's not wearing anything under there.
Casis says unless he waxes down there. No, I said waxes. WAXES. Not wax it. Not wax it down there. That's different. Waxes. Okay. See that?
Why not?
I hate to say that that's maybe just a little bit problematic. I mean, wouldn't you say that maybe John he could be transgendered? Maybe, yeah.
John.
No, Dracula's a man's man, and that what's problematic though is that Romanian flag in the background.
Yeah.
That guy impales people for sure.
Yeah, it does. Bram Stoker's Ejacula. That's the spinoff book. Malin Polton's Graveyard Shift. This is a fantastic cover, man. I love the colors on this. I mean, if you just pull back and just what an attractive cover with like the red, yellow, and blues of this. It's just really, really pretty.
Yeah, Anthony George is the colorist. Yeah. Also known as Z. Look at that butt.
Yeah, made for spanking.
Notice supple is right next to her butt.
Right here, no, Frankenstein is with his mouth open.
Well, that's her husband.
So he has every right.
Yeah.
He has every right. Andrew Huertas in the chat. He says John Malin's dongula.
Snap.
We can. I mean, I don't know if we need to go. We don't need to do all this stuff. By the way, I have this T-shirt and I wear it all the time, John.
Yeah, I've seen it on a couple of streams. Yeah, appreciate it.
But I must have 300 T-shirts, and most of them I don't wear because, they're just not they're not fashionable. Cecil.
They keep shrinking.
Yeah, and they shrink.
You put them in the dryer too long. That's all.
Yeah.
Crypto fashion. Well, I don't know if I could say they do not shrink, but they won't shrink as much as your old T-shirts.
Yeah. I'm finding this, and it's long. You know what I like about it, Cecil? It's extra long. You know what I mean? People,
yes.
if you were built generously,
like a man
in the tummy area, then if you have a short T-shirt, you're constantly trying to pull it down.
Right.
You're constantly like
fashion.
Yeah, like I could stretch this shirt and make it a little longer, and then this shirt has never been a problem. Look how long it is. I mean, this shirt completely covers what do you call it? Your gunt, I think.
And your dong if you're skinny.
This is the worst stream I've ever.
I mean,
John, do you sell that in a onesie so it'll snap at my crotch?
Yeah, we need to get some.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes
onesies
I have to
Oh.
reach for high glass
get-
in the cabinet.
Oh God, it's so awful. You don't understand. Like, I read this stuff like I talk like I'm William F. Buckley Jr. and I'm using words like gunt. This isn't great, Cecil. This isn't good radio. This is terrible. And I've got people. You know how many people are watching right now? A lot of people. 1,600 and change are watching me talk like utter drivel. I mean, this is worthless. This is worthless material.
they don't even seem upset
Totally
about it.
worthless because he's $104 away from 60.
Let me see. Yeah, we were going through John's campaign here, and it was pretty great, guys. I don't know why you're not supporting this to the fullest. Oh, you better come back. You bet. Oh, you son of! I know you're. Come on.
You could share John's screen, and then you could just see whatever's on his.
Yeah, but come on, please don't do this. We were getting along so well. Oh, it's just a white screen.
Wow. I just looked up pictures of Elsa Lanchester, who played the bride in and there's like an old black and white photo of her, like kind of dressed like the bride, but topless. She looks real good.
She's topless as the bride. That's not really her.
No, it's her. She was a burlesque dancer.
She was?
Yeah.
I want to see some 1930s boobies.
Snap.
Just put
Yeah.
Elsa Lanchester burlesque.
Well, I can't do that here,
No.
Well, I will say it did go up. We're at 59,896. So thank you to whoever hopped in there and started backing. Do appreciate it. I do have to take off. I have a scheduled stream appointment with Elliot Fernandez and Matt Weldon and Kyung Lee.
Some of my favorite people in life. Tell them I said hello, please.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ethan, for having us on. Good luck to Kyle Ritter, and everyone check out Starblades, man. It's day one. He's doing very well. Would love to see him at a nice, cool 20 to 30,000, or $1 million on day one. So,
$1 million on day one?
Yeah, let's do it. $1 million to Kyle. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, thank you guys. And I'll check you all later. Bye.
Well, we love you and appreciate you, John. Thank you for being here. I just refreshed Starblades and it didn't come back up.
Can I invite somebody on the chat?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it going to be trouble? Are you inviting somebody we're gonna fight with, or no?
I hope so.
Good. Oh, thank God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Gateway. Listen, it's been a little bit of Jets and the Sharks lately. Ricky Joya, thank you for $2. Says, how is Englewood coming along? Oh, that's Micah. That's Micah Curtis's book. I don't know. I haven't had Micah Curtis on in a little while. I like Micah Curtis. He's great. You know him, Gateway?
I do. I'm subscribed to his channel, and he's got some great stuff to say. I'm so glad that he's making a book. I think that everybody with an audience should really give themselves a shot at writing or doing art. Because we all love comics so passionately.
Well,
I sent you that picture into your Twitter, by the way.
You did?
Yep. And
you sent me wait. Well, okay. Let me see what you did. And I hope. Oh, you did. You did send me a picture.
Right. Not bad.
Oh. I don't know if I can see it. Right now it's just a big gray square. Is this going to be Elsa Lanchester naked? Why won't why is my YouTube?
This is like dial-up. This is like watching porn on dial-up.
Oh, this is the worst. Every day of my life is a trial. It really is.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't either. This, and like I said, this has been a particularly awful stream. I actually took my pants off. I mean,
did you?
I never thought I would take my pants off on a live stream, but I did,
I was watching intently.
Hey, Kelsey, how you doing?
What's happening?
Is Kelsey our surprise guest?
Yeah.
Hello.
It's great to see you, Kelsey.
What's
God bless
happening?
you. Well, I'm trying to see Elsa Lanchester, the Bride of Frankenstein, naked, but I don't have internet right now.
I'm sending it to Kelsey. Let me see if I can send it to Gateway.
Yeah.
Hey, so someone was asking about how Englewood is doing. It's at 5,082, and it's actually 72% of its 7,000. It's a flexible goal with 30 days left, 36 days.
Yeah.
It'll get funded. It's good. Yeah.
If we don't get that funded, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, it definitely will. It's flexible for one, so the book's coming out. But yeah, I'd love to get so many people on it. You know, it looks really good, and you know, like I said, I enjoy his channel.
Yeah,
quite a
I
bit.
enjoy Micah Curtis. I think he is the only sane person from Channel Awesome.
Oh, I don't even know what Channel Awesome is.
You don't know what Channel Awesome is?
No,
What do you live in a cave?
I think
don't
so.
I don't know what the hell it is either.
I
It's
don't know.
garbage. It's pure garbage. You know, when YouTube
Uh.
first started, a lot of people were kind of, you know, early risers. A lot of people went, YouTube, we can do this. And they decided to make their own stuff. And Channel Awesome was a combination of a bunch of weirdos who made awful, like nerds, just awful shit. You know, Linkara? You know, Linkara with the atop the fourth wall? I mean, who would listen to that dude? He did Linkara is a very early version, a super nerdy version of your boy Zach.
Huh? I haven't. I don't think I've heard of that.
See, this is the thing. I mean, Channel Awesome used to be the biggest thing in the world, and they had a lot of subscribers. They were making a lot of money. They had an office. You know, Mars Girl from Weebors.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
She's Channel Awesome. She came from Channel Awesome. A lot of degenerates, you know, kind of split apart. Micah Curtis was Channel Awesome too, and he talks about it like he barely survived his Channel Awesome days, and he has a lot of shame about it that I like to delve into when he's on here.
That's funny. Yeah, they're they're a bunch of SJWs basically, right?
Yeah, Linkara is I would love to do a stream on Linkara because he did a comic book. You know, he's kind of a proto Zach in the sense that, he made fun of bad comics. Kelsey, are you there? I only see a piece of you and I want to see more. There you are.
What are you?
We talking
What are you
about
working on?
what?
It looks like you're assembling something. What are you doing?
I was looking for a place to put my butt.
Kelsey looks like he just got out of the shower. I really appreciate that. I like that he showered and combed his hair. He slicked his hair back.
No, this is me working on my plants outside in the 100.
Oh, that's not. Oh, that's sweat.
That's
that's sweat. Oh God, that changed the context entirely, Kelsey.
I aim to please.
So Linkara on top the fourth wall. So he was making fun of bad comics, and he's making fun of bad comics all the time. And then he did his own comic. He said, "Wow," they said, they said the same thing to him that they would say to your boy Zach, which is, if you don't like our comics, why don't you make your own? And he said, I will make my own. And he did make his own. God damn, this is one of those times where I'm really resentful of my lack of internet.
What do you need to know?
Look up Linkara, the Lightbringer. Do you know how to spell Linkara? Linkara.
Trash.
Yeah, the Lightbringer. And if you could bring that up, I will put the camera on you, and we'll look at what Linkara did. So this is basically, Zach did Jawbreakers with John Malin. All right. When he rose to the challenge of, hey, critic, make your own comic, put your money where your mouth is. And this guy, Linkara, who, by the way,
it looks so bad.
Don't spoil it. Who, by the way, somehow people saw his search history. He's got all these profiles. By the way, if you plan on becoming famous, famous, don't subscribe to porno sites under your name. Don't do it, because people will find that stuff. People will find out everything about you. So don't do that. And he did that, and it turns out he had like porno searches for like the green M&M. He wanted to see porno about that.
Wow.
What is it?
Well, imagine you've seen the green M&M. She's the female M&M.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to see
But-
pornography with the green M&M?
No, but
Not particularly.
I don't understand. Do they have orifices?
No, you
Well-
put M&Ms into orifices, right?
Yeah.
It's like, look me, I'm a candy.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I wouldn't have thought of it. I mean, now that I have thought of it, I would definitely look it up. But I didn't. I wouldn't have thought of it. Like that wouldn't have occurred to me.
Wow.
I'm looking at this here.
You want to bring it up? Can you share that on your screen
It's
so
on
Kelsey can
YouTube.
see it?
Yeah.
Don't forget Dead Muppet Gangbang, Ethan. Well, I won't. I'll be there. Oh, you mean Linkara was searching for something about the Dead Muppet Gangbang.
Oh
He
my
was.
God. Who's
And
got the time?
I think he's dating a transgender person. He's unique.
Wait, who is this?
This guy Linkara from on top of
Oh,
the
okay,
Wall,
okay.
from
Yeah.
Channel Awesome. Like every one of these Channel Awesome people is a weirdo.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yeah, so here we go. This is no. Can you find the actual? Can you find it on Google so you can actually watch or look at the comic book itself?
I
Is this
have it
not-
up here. Let me show
That
my
looks.
screen.
Yeah, that's more recent. That's him now. That's what he looks like. That's exactly what Linkara looks like. Oh, I've never seen him like that.
Is he making fun of Trump here? I can't hear it.
Yeah, he is. Well, I can't hear it either, but he would be Well, Trump's nose doesn't look like that. That's my nose.
It does look like you.
That looks a lot like me before I started balding. Can we just please, Cecil? Cecil, can you?
This is good.
This is what the comic book looks like, by the way. It's exactly what the comic book looks like. Oh, all right. So we're gonna scroll. All right. Gateway into comics. Thank you for helping me. Can you scroll up to the top and I'm gonna read it to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Kelsey, it's not funny. Some people aren't as talented as you. We all have various levels of talent, Kelsey. All right, ready? Pharos City. By the way, there's a lot of farmland in Pharos City. What do you think they're growing here in the farmland? They growing corn?
It looks like it. It's just basically yellow ish.
Yeah.
Grass. Yeah.
So let me remind you, if you're just joining us, Linkara is the original Ya Boy Zach in the sense that he was a comic book critic who picked on terrible comic books until the people who were victims of his, criticism said, make your own comic. And he said, I will, idiots. And he came up with this. By the way, Valentine's Day sale. It started off well enough. A fantastic, peaceful metropolis within the Midwest. Look at him. There he is. He's happy. But it was almost amazing at how quickly it fell apart. So it was almost amazing. This is what the best comic books are made of, Kelsey. All right. So let's keep on here. Here he is at work. This is, he's not. All right. Sadly, though, honesty doesn't pay bills. It also doesn't pay the checks for my employers or the maintenance costs for the business itself. Sales have been in decline for the past few years. In fact, this year has been so bad for sales that I've had to take drastic action to keep the business open for my employees. He owns a furniture shop, Kelsey, which is what a lot of superheroes do when they're not being superheroes. They sell chaise lounges,
Is that what that is in the background there?
I'm not sure what it is, but
That looks more antique.
It does look antique, right? A little bit.
That's a new take. Have you ever seen a superhero that was a furniture salesman before?
No, I haven't. And I like it. I do like it.
I think it would have been better if the Fantastic Four should have just been like a family that ran a deli.
You know what?
Yeah.
We have a problem here. Gateway, you're actually looking at a review of this comic. I'd rather you just find the comic itself. Can you find the comic itself?
Very possibly.
Without exposing your porn searches.
Yeah. That's tricky. He just starts typing Lightbringer and Green M&M at XXX shows
Is it
up.
here? Give me a second here. I will absolutely be right back with that.
I trust you, Gateway. I don't trust Cecil anymore, though.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I trust Kelsey, though. Kelsey's going to be doing some Cyber Fraud cards. I'm sending them out tomorrow. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I got some good ideas too. Some fun stuff that is true stories. True stories.
Kelsey, I don't know why you won't just work for me. You know what I wanted you to do?
Yeah, the hamster thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still down for that. I mean, just hold off.
Hold off.
Well, I ain't going anywhere. You know, like I'll do the what's another crossover down the road? Cyberfrog meets
His Doom. No, I want you to do adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. If that goes well, we'll do the Kung Fu Kangaroos. We're gonna do all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoffs. We get them all together.
I was a Danger Mouse kid. So what are the possibilities of that? Get some Danger Mouse.
I would rather do what was the Bob Kane creation?
Wait, you mean Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse?
No, he means Danger Mouse. It's like Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah, it was an old British cartoon.
Oh.
You ever saw Danger Mouse?
No, I never did.
Oh.
I don't like rodents. I don't like them. I like amphibians. I want to help them.
What about Chuck E. Cheese?
No, especially not Chuck E. Cheese.
Why would they have he's a very ratty looking rat as the food at a food place for the mascot. I never understood that.
He looks like an asshole. Like the thing about Chuck E. Cheese is you can tell when you look at him, he looks like an asshole. Like if he were a real person, you'd steer clear of him. You know, there's
most guys' names Chucky really are. They'll like cup a fart while you're driving if they're in the back seat and put it over your face.
Yeah. He's like
Chucky.
I wasn't raised very well.
Were you showbiz?
My parents were first cousins.
Were you a showbiz kid or a Chuck E. Cheese kid? Or were you a kid back then?
I went to Chuck E. Cheese once or twice. I don't know what showbiz is.
That's the one with the bears.
Oh, I never went to that.
Oh, the bears.
Yeah, see, that Chuck E. Cheese ended up winning that particular war of the stuffed animal band things. Well, no, Chucky wasn't in a band, right? He was just a mouse trying to eat.
There was a band.
Oh, he did?
I was at a Chuck E. Cheese where there was a bear band. Did they take over those guys?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it was Showbiz was, I think, might have been the first one. But yeah, it had like this band, one of those animatronic, things.
Lord Narco Wookie Chucky Miller. Chucky E. Miller.
Because I did the laugh. I did the Mike S. Miller laugh with Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't mean to. Jeg says he's no longer dating the trans, referring to Linkara. Okay, so the trans was Iron Liz, who was cool. But speaking of Channel Awesome, mind if I shill Drop Dead Cynical podcast from a former Channel Awesomer who was a pal? Well, you just did. I mean, I wish I knew that was creeping up on me. I got suckered into reading that. It was called the Drop Dead Cynical podcast.
I can't find this comic to save my life, the full thing. So
maybe he paid a company to wipe the web.
He's very defensive over it.
Yeah, but, I can imagine why.
Yeah, well, bring back what you had, because I think the rape scene, and there are a lot of rape scenes in what Linkara produces.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah. So we go over that. It's he's got an interesting take on superheroes, that I
wonder if he gets all rapey when he's eating M&Ms,
Yeah. I love these male feminists. They're super concerned. Like, first of all, they're really into talking about rape. They're really into it. How often do I talk about rape other than right now? Not very often.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't really come out. I don't talk about it much. I talk every single day on live streams, and this might be the first time I've ever brought up that I've actually said that word. You
Well,
know,
one day you'll feel safe enough to talk about it.
I'll let it out. I'll never stop crying. Hello, Clint. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, Ethan? Great to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, my friend. Great to see you. Clint, did you see my Cyberfrog stickers?
Yeah, I think I did the window cling stickers. Yeah, those are
Window
awesome.
cling stickers. Yeah, I've got. I don't know how many I got. I think they gave me like 100 of them. You know, I don't know where I'm gonna put them yet.
You just got piles of boxes. That's I don't know. I always find that interesting. You'll just be loaded up with stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't have that many. I just have this many. I don't. They gave me. Here's the thing. Like, I know I bought too many trading cards. I gave them the trading card people $16,000 for the trading cards.
Wow.
And you know, I thought, you know, here's what I'm buying. I'm buying enough trading cards that are the two of them foil wrapped together, nice foil wrap package that you know everybody gets. But they said, well, there's going to be an overage, so you know we're going to print more. So we're just going to give you, you know, cards that are not wrapped, and you can just sign them and sell them or something like that. And they ended up giving me 5 crates of them, of just cards, of trading cards. And I'm like, I know I shouldn't have given you $16,000. You know what I mean?
Could have kept the money. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like having some extra cards, Clint. I mean, you know, but I don't know
You
if I
have
need.
5 crates of them?
Yeah, like well, like long, like this, like picture that, full of cards, 5 of them.
Well,
One?
Hmm?
you're gonna have to go sign them and sell them at a convention or something.
Yeah, like I picture myself at a convention. Here's what I picture when I close my eyes and daydream. I picture Kelsey in a booth with me and Cecil, and Kelsey sitting there like, "Hey, I'm here to sign, you know, adolescent black bolt radioactive hamsters versus Cyberfrog number 1 through 20." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, sit down, have a seat." And Kelsey sits down to begin signing. People are throwing money at him, and he's signing at my booth. And in the center of the booth, like there's a big pillar, and there's like an all caps comics neon sign that's rotating like an all night gas station in 1956. This is in the middle of a big convention. And then there's Cyberfrog stuff all around. And I got Kelsey, I got Kyle Ritter, I got Cecil, I got, you know, as Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers says, I got my team. He calls it team.
I hope you brought your keyboard too, because then you could entertain people, you know, between signing.
I got to be honest with you, Clint. People react hostilely to me playing my keyboard at conventions. Surprising amounts of hostility.
Wait, have you brought that to a convention? And did that happen?
You know who
Once.
Mike Magnolia loved it.
Mike Mignola wanted to take the keyboard and break it over my head. And I sang Convoy by CC McCall, you know, or CV McCall.
That'll
And
do it.
yeah, I thought I sounded good. He didn't think I sounded good. You know, he said, "Is this ever going to stop?" I said, "Yeah, eventually." You know,
It's a convoy. It goes on for a while.
Yeah, it's a song. The songs stop, they end. You know,
You probably inadvertently inspired the Hellboy and Hell series. I don't know, maybe.
I think I ruined the new movie. You know, I think honestly, I think that's partially my fault.
It's on Amazon Prime already.
I lasted about 10 minutes into that movie and I was out. I was like, that's this thing, man.
I can't take it. I'm gonna try to get through Aquaman. I got through Shazam.
I still have to get through Aquaman.
Yeah,
it's so long.
It was so cheesy. It was so cheesy. It really was. But
by the way,
I want give me like 90 minutes and I'm out. You know, like 90-minute flicks. You know, Commando was like 90 minutes. You know, give me a bunch of shit like really quick and then I'm out. You know, because as soon as they started, I remember when they started that 2-hour crap was like Gladiator. Thank you. You know, it was like every movie had to be 2 hours.
Yeah.
My ass is killing me.
Yeah, it used to be that was so out of the norm back when I was a kid. Like every movie was short enough to where you wouldn't get tired of sitting there, you know? Yeah, you're right.
I used to go see 2 and 3 movies a day because they were quick. They were fast.
Yeah.
People think that they're giving you more when they make you sit through Ben-Hur. And it's like, it's not, because it's not Ben-Hur. It's Shazam. You know what I mean? It's Captain Marvel. I don't need that much. Like, sometimes less is more.
Yeah. And
I don't know that
Aquaman.
one. Called Bend Her. Let me type that.
Bend her over. It's a bend her over is the
Oh,
yeah. Bend her over.
I'd watch this for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes at a time.
David Hedison died today, guys.
Ooh.
David Hedison. I wrote a song about David Hedison. He was the star of The Fly, the original 1950s The Fly. And if you get the movie poster, it says David Hedison is the Fly. But you know what's weird is the movie ends with his head on a fly. So I wrote a song about that. Like, David's head is on a fly. David Hedison is the fly. David's head is on a fly.
That's pretty. I mean, there you go.
Today he died. Okay.
Yeah.
He died long ago when Vincent Price crushed him.
Yeah. I just think that's just amazing. Like, your name is David Hedison.
And your name head
And
is
your
on a
head
fly.
is on a fly. Do you want to hear the song?
I'd be cool with it. I always enjoy the music. I think that you're right. I have seen some hostility toward your keyboard, though.
Yeah,
honestly.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's not about you. It's just the keyboard,
Is it really?
Starblade is over 15,000 now.
That's great news. I can't see it. They won't.
15,315.
Oh my God!
That book looks
Amazing.
so freaking cool, man. All these books look so damn good, man. The round 2 of this, it's funny because this is even better than Image. Like, round 1 was killer, but Image was like awesome. But round 2 was kind of like, it's all right. But this round 2 is like just knocking out of the park. So good.
Raising the
I'm
bar.
gonna start buying a whole bunch of stuff.
Zach says, I hate when Ethan sings. And if it wasn't for drawing, I'd probably hope he broke his fingers and never played his keyboard again. So
I have to be really drunk to get into it when you start doing it. Usually I tap out.
I don't know why he says that, because a lot of people, I think that's the minority opinion. I think a lot of people really like my singing. I brought my keyboard to a couple of conventions, and I would write songs specifically for the people that I was meeting. I went to go meet Larry Hagman, Cecil.
As many people do.
Yeah, and I brought a Casio keyboard, and I set it on his table, and I just started playing. I was like, J.R. Ewing, how are you doing? I'm doing fine.
Security.
It was short, but it was a good song. I think I brought a smile to his face. He died shortly after, but
of course he did.
No coincidence.
Angel of death.
Starting to see a pattern here.
No.
Graveyard Shift 2 is over 60,000, $60,170.
That is great. That is great. I'm really pleased about that. Not at all envious. Not at all jealous, not at all wishing for the failure of my peers, just so I look better. I'm not doing that.
Isn't that strange? Isn't that a weird mentality to begin with?
You bet it is.
It's that zero-sum game. It's when someone assumes that there's this shortage where, there's always goods being put into the marketplace, and there's always people to consume. It's not it's if one does well, it really does help others, and that's just the bottom line. And that's of individuality. I think the people, it's the socialist mindset. I think is one of the most dangerous things, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless it's like
I got to tell you though, I'm spending an awful lot of money on Indiegogo campaigns and not an awful lot of money on Marvel and DC books. It's just there's too many
Ditto.
great books. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking about this and how many Marvel books I used to buy, and man, my list is big, dude. Like I used to go through tons of comics. I was pulling so many that most of that goes to Indiegogo now. And it's a better way to live. I like some books still. I'm really enjoying Chip Zdarsky's really short run on Spider-Man Life Story, but that's the only Marvel book that I'll buy right now.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta-
pick up the trade on that, but that's like I stopped. Let's see. Robbie Rodriguez was the end of DC for me when he got
Right.
when he sent out a picture of his asshole and didn't, and then he was able to keep his job. I was like, all right, that's the end of DC, and Mark Waid was the end of Marvel for me. So I haven't bought. I quit, and I was good for, I don't know, probably $100 a visit at minimum. I would go, once a week.
Yeah.
My when I canceled my pull list, the guy was like almost crying.
Yeah.
You were like the 8th one that day, though, Cecil. That's why. These guys. I'm telling you, it's got to be so bleak to own a comic shop. I feel bad. It almost makes me want to go and. But I can't go to a retailer and buy new comics. Dan DiDio was exactly correct when he said, "What are we doing wrong?" Because people want to buy old stuff. It just goes to show. I mean, people still love comics. You've got your boy Zach, who's doing his, Marvel Before SJW series, and that it has a lot of impact. It really, I don't know, just
numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. I mean, that's the thing. And people want to read comics. People want to read comics. They see good comics out there. They don't want this SJW stuff. What they want is this. And this is these are the kind of comics that I'm talking about right here. Like, this is the kind of comic I want to produce comics just like this, Kelsey. This is what I'm all about. And this is what I believe in. I think this is the future of comics.
I want to produce them as fast as that.
Yeah. Me too.
I used to. I went on a bit of a campaign a couple years back, showing all this old stuff that we all grew up on and loved, and it was all done in a quarter of the time that we all spent. And really, I wanted to it was the lazy side of me trying to campaign some easier work life, out of people. It's like, if everybody else slows down, I don't have to try as hard. But honestly, it was all done really fast back then and sloppy, and it was great. It was great, spontaneous, awesome.
Yeah, what's funny about this? Look at this. So what exactly is Sergeant Fury doing here? Does he look like he's giving this guy? He's trying to resuscitate him.
Yeah.
How dare you?
He's trying to resuscitate him. Look, he's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, like trying to bring him back. That's weird. When they take the mask off, who is it? Oh my God, it's Hitler.
It's Hitler.
Is it too late to punch him? Is it too late to punch Hitler? I thought heroes all punched Hitler. They didn't try to resuscitate him, like Nick Fury's doing here.
Well, Sam Jackson would never do that.
No, I'm not going to lose you now, you beautiful bastard. And then it's Hitler.
I feel like the first thing to do in a situation like that is to remove the mask first.
Just to make sure it's not Hitler, before you save someone's life. When it's a Ku Klux Klan member that you're trying to bring back from the brink, someone
Also, they also say to clear the airway.
Clear that. I can't do this, Cecil. I'm trying so hard, dude. Oh, God.
I believe you. Tilt the head back, clear the airway, and check to see that it's not Hitler.
I went down to mouth, and there was a little fuzzy mustache, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's too late! I almost revived Hitler. I mean, that's the worst thing ever when Hitler's about to die and you give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation without knowing he's Hitler, and you feel the mustache, and that's when it hits you. And then it's too late. He's like back from the brink. He's like, okay. That was close. You know, I saw my family members. I was going through a tunnel there, you know?
You're forever the asshole that saved.
Yeah.
Well, now in that circumstance, do you just double back and choke him to death, or no?
That's an awkward conversation to have too. Hitler.
Oh, you.
He's like, God,
You don't do that.
saved my life, and you're like, I'm sorry.
That's when Sue should put like a little invisible bubble around his head and suffocate him again.
But she didn't. Well, let's go back and look. These are Marvel Comics, SJW Marvel. They didn't do that. There he is. He's sleeping peacefully. Adolf Hitler is sleeping peacefully at the end of this comic, written by Stan Lee. You know, I've read a few of his soapboxes reprinted. These SJWs would have me believe that, you know, they all punch Hitler. No, they resuscitate Hitler in this. You know, he's right at the brink. You know, they shot him. Look, they shot him. He's like, oh no, mine heart. You know, and then they're just like, eins, zwei, drei, live, damn you. And he's like, okay, oh my God, it's Hitler. Like, that's the shocking moment right here. Like, we saved his life. Oh my God, it's Hitler. See that face that Reed's making?
Yep.
Friend Aben.
Yeah. So that's just shocking to me. You know, it's the true history of Marvel Comics. You know, people don't talk about it very much. I do, though.
That's a big whoops a daisy.
Yeah. That's a tough one to live down. You know, it's like I accidentally resuscitated Hitler. Well, did you know? Not until I took the KKK hood off of him, and you know, then it became abundantly clear. It wasn't until I resuscitated Hitler while he had his KKK helmet on, his hood on. I resuscitated him. Then I took the KKK hood off of Hitler, and I realized the mistake I'd made.
Yeah.
What about the issue of Fantastic Four where Reed invents AIDS?
I didn't read that. Yeah. It's just different. I mean, you know, what SJWs tell you.
Simpler times, my friend.
Yeah. I mean, they were simpler times. You know, people believed in something, you know, back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's admirable. I mean, it's not like the truth.
What you working on there, Stretch?
I'm working on finding out that this dude has a membership card in a subversive communist front organization. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
This is the Incredible Hulk. He's like, oh, smack, this dude's a commie. He's like, uh-oh. Carl Court must be a red.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash.
Yeah. That's the thing. They leave out all the communist bashing in comics too.
I would say, why even print those cards up? You're gonna. It just seems.
Yeah, why would you print a card up and then why would you put it in your wallet? You know, like, oh, I'm a card carrying.
The card carrying commie was probably a saying.
I mean, just made Joe McCarthy's job easier. You know.
Yeah. Like,
by the way,
your wallet on the table.
Cecil, did you notice that autograph picture of Joe McCarthy on my wall back there? That's Senator Joe McCarthy up there in its autograph.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that your wall is the only wall on earth with a Cyber Frog and Joe McCarthy picture side by side.
Two heroes. American heroes. That's my opinion, Cecil.
Is Cyber Frog an American?
Yes. Very much so.
Nice.
He was born in America, right?
I feel like Joe McCarthy would rake him over the coals. What is your mission here, Mr. Frog?
Oh my goodness. What are you gonna do? SJW should carry cards. I want to accuse them of being card carrying SJWs.
That sounds like a 4chan troll that needs to happen. Like they could spread the word that you're only really a good progressive if you, progressive SJW, if you have the card to prove it. Pretty soon, everyone will have one.
No, all that. No, they'll do something like business cards are the new sign of white power, and if anybody, that's the way they do it. It's like anyone with a business card now is probably a Nazi.
Well, okay, we could make privilege cards then. You guys want a white privilege card? We could all share and sign. That'd be great.
Spike in Madness says, last comic shop I went to, I heard the soy boy clerk bad-mouthing Mike's Game of Thrones comics. He steered the customer away from anything Mike drew.
Wow.
Yikes.
He made his money that day.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat was asking if there's a way to get Graveyard Shift #1. I know for a fact that there's a tier. It's one of the highest ones, but it definitely has that one. It's the Graveyard First Print. 20 out of 100 have been claimed. I don't know if another one. It doesn't look like another one of these. Oh, actually, yes, it's for 50. So yeah, Volume 1 you can buy with Volume 2. It's not the same cover. So it's going to be like a second print. It's not the first, more valuable first print. But yes, you can get it
For
with Graveyard.
you could get first print.
Right, and the regular one's $50. It comes with Volume 2.
Yetna P says, Zach, watch your back. Keep insulting Caesar songs, and one day he might walk right up to you and ask for your signature. Love all you guys. But I have Zach's signature. I don't need to ask for it. I've got it already.
It's just a matter of time.
It's a waiting game now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met Zach, though. Not in person.
Yeah, how far does your power go? You have killed people by mail before, though.
Yeah, the 50-foot woman.
Yep.
I killed through the mail.
I like to think you had a hand in David Hedison's death. Do you have his autograph? Oh, yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I tried. You know what? I always thought there would be time with David Hedison. That's the thing about autograph collecting. These people are dropping like flies. You can't wait.
Like fly.
Look, get it? He is dropping like. That was unintentional. You can't wait to get their autographs. It's like one day you're sitting there thinking, hey, I got plenty of time for Abe, Vigoda, but you don't.
Right. Sometimes you're like, I'll spend more time with my children tomorrow, or I'll get David Hedison's autograph tomorrow. But the time is precious.
We don't know how long we have.
Right. Your kid's probably gonna be around longer, so put that off and get the hell over to David Hedison's house. Now it's too late.
His head was on a fly, Cecil. That's how his children are going to remember him. I would have that, by the way. I would demand, if I were David Hedison, my funeral, how they'd have a big portrait of me? Mm-hmm. I would have right over my coffin would be me with a fly's body trapped in a spider web going, help me,
yeah.
The entire time.
Was it Vincent Price who crushed him when he saw him like that? No, I'm questioning. Remember, they saw him and they were horrified, and they put him out of his misery. Because the spider was about to eat him. Yeah.
Yeah. Emotionally Exhausted said that Shazam review was your worst take since those soy pants would look good on me. Why do you say that? My Shazam review was dead on.
If he was wearing those soy pants, that would have been a much better review. He would have been comfortable. He would have been.
They made me burn them.
Well, that was our fault.
I don't have any anymore, So those of you who are saying, why don't you just put on some soy pants and chill? Yeah.
Is that the new Netflix and chill?
Soy pants and chill. Yeah, no, I can't. Clint, they made me burn my pants.
We made him take them off tonight too.
Oh, I missed it.
This is the first live stream where I could where I took off my pants, Hunter. Hunter's sitting over here.
Wow. Now, that's good. Is that not awkward at all? A little?
Hunter sitting here? No, Hunter
Yeah.
just came. He came home. Where were you, Hunter?
Dylan's.
You're at your friend's house.
He can't hear us though because you have the headphones on.
No, he
Can
can't
he
hear
hear
you.
us?
No.
I want to ask about the babies.
I
Yeah.
want to ask Hunter about the babies. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh,
Forbidden fruit.
yeah. I told them about the babysitter situation, Hunter. You know, and how serious that is. Hunter's smirking now.
I'm in trouble.
I brought that up, and he like a little smirk grew on his face. I might get to see Frankie Valli once or twice. I might get to go out, once or twice, but
You really got it in for him, huh? You gonna handshake him?
I already did. Didn't take it the first time. So I'm going back.
You're losing your mojo.
Yeah. Chad is saying the babysitter is off limits, Hunter. Off limits.
That sounds like a challenge.
It isn't. It's no challenge. He's like, what do you think, Dad? I think she represents freedom, personal freedom for me and Andrea. Getting out and having a good time, going on some dates. A trusted babysitter to watch Ava. I can't lose that.
I'm guessing she doesn't have danger here, so that's probably good.
No. Listen, and the thing about it is that she's the kind of girl that if Hunter brought home 5 years from now and said, "Dad, I want you to meet your future daughter-in-law," I'd be like, and I'd shake her hand, but not in that way. Like I shake her hand, but like not like in a, I hope bad things happen to you kind of way.
Not in the curse of the money way.
No, not in a monkey paw kind of way. Not at all. Just kind of, hey, it's nice to meet you. Call me Dad.
Yeah.
By the way, that is not at Elsa Lanchester. People are sending it. It is a lookalike who is.
I knew that, Cecil. I looked at it and said, "What are you kidding me, Cecil? Come on now."
Exactly like her.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Crazy Manor says you're too old to go on dates, Ethan.
You're never too old to go on dates.
Not with your wife. What do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
You want to go out, have a good time,
Go coffin shopping,
Give me a break. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I know for a fact that was not Elsa Lanchester.
Yeah.
Who was wonderful. What a beautiful woman. I mean, all the way, she was in all those Frankie Avalon movies. Tommy Kirk, Frankie Avalon.
What do you mean you knew right away? The face looks just like her.
No, it doesn't. And there's no way that, like, look, you've seen pornography from the 1930s. It doesn't, Hunter, I'm sorry. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that. That's very clearly a modern, that's a modern woman trying to look vintage.
Well.
And by the way, would Universal really let her do that? We're talking about Universal Studios, 1939.
I don't think I can get any pictures of her because she was a burlesque dancer. I do know that's true.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find something.
Matt Becker says you're not too old to go on dates, but you're too fat to go on dates.
Now, I'll know it's real. I'll know it's real if she has a giant 1930s bush. Like a Jiffy Pop.
Hunter's just looking at me, shaking his head. He's got that smirk on his face. Terrible.
Oh, Ethan, I got to tell you, my daughter asked me the funniest question today.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Dad, what is soy?"
And did you answer her and explain to her because she needs to know what soy is?
So I was like, I have to go on two different levels, and I'm like, she must pick up on a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd explain. Well, a soybean is a plant, and it comes derived from a plant, but it's also this funny joke. And she didn't get the meme.
She didn't understand the meme. It's
No.
okay that she doesn't. You know, Andrea said we were watching Shazam, and that's what she said. She said, "This is soy." I was like, "Thank you for the good for you," but it isn't. It isn't soy. It's just, it's just not very good. But she felt it was soy based.
It was a wonderful film for children.
Antoine Dennison says marriage is for suckers.
Something to it.
Yeah.
What do we think about that, Kelsey? What do you think of marriage?
It's not for me.
Ever?
Thanks. I don't know. I mean,
I'm not proposing to you. I'm just saying, like,
I like the thanks at the end. Not for me, thanks.
yeah. That's what I was like. Wait, no, you might have misunderstood. Never, Kelsey. What if you meet a perfect woman 10 years from now?
Well, in that case,
Maybe marriage.
we're dreaming.
What if that young lady Anna, that Star Wars girl, wants to spend the rest of her life with you?
Yes,
Done and
yeah, done. By all means,
Okay.
I'll take it.
I'm telling you, it's marriage is for everybody if you find the right woman.
I'm
Clinton
planning.
That's LDS.
Yeah. I'm married.
I'm planning on it for sure. And I really love the girl that I'm with, and that's definitely a possibility for me. And she feels the same way. It's just we like to fight a lot.
Is she
So
listening? Is she listening?
Very, very doubtful. Very doubtful. She's she's definitely busy right now at work.
Man,
Yeah.
I've been married for 11 years in a couple weeks here. A few weeks.
That's fantastic.
How old are you? I thought you were like 30 years old.
Damn, I'm 33.
He's Mormon. He
Yep.
got married right after his mission, right?
Yeah, I was 22 when I got married.
Right after your mission.
Wow.
Did you serve a mission?
I did, yeah.
That's what happens.
Nice.
They send these boys away at the age of 19 to 21. You live with another man for 2 years, and you can't talk to a girl. You can't talk to girls in that way. You can't date them during your prime, 19 to 21. What do you think happens when you let these boys out of their mission? They get married right away. They're Mormons. They immediately get married. So you got all these Mormon boys that are married at the age of 21, 22. They've already got 9 kids. And you're like, that's improbable that you've got 9 kids and you've only been married for 1 year. And you're like,
Yeah.
I was on a mission for 2 years.
Is the mission before college or after college?
A little bit of both. For me, it was before college. Some people will start college first and then go. But yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with school, so I just did the mission first. But yeah, we're still married. Works good. I'm still happy with the decision. So
Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
I got
it's not
actually married at 18, and that didn't last very long. That was a
you got
bad
me
idea.
beat.
Yeah, no, I had only lasted a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to serve a mission for 1 second, and I had to interview the bishop suite cast.
Yeah.
And I was dating the bishop's daughter.
Oh.
And he said, I cannot recommend you
Mm.
to serve a mission. Because he knew what was up. He didn't
Yeah.
like me very much.
Well, yeah. I don't know the details. So
Would you like to know the details? I don't know.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yet the piece says EVS versus Zach versus Cecil versus Renfamous weight loss contest. I don't know if
Ooh.
that's fair. I mean, like Renfamous is enormous. Like people lose weight faster the heavier they are. So if it's just a matter of, we'd have to do it on a percentage basis.
Yeah, if we locked her in a car for 6 hours, she would drop some significant weight.
She'd lose more weight than I needed to.
Right.
So
Not
I'm not
fair.
doing it. I'm not going up against the land whale.
All right, I sent you a legit Elsa Lancaster. Wait, Lancaster. Yeah, I was right the first time. Pick.
Mm-hmm.
It still was cute, but the other one was better.
Because the other one wasn't her, Cecil. So, you can say
Yeah,
Elsa Lanchester is cute while
No,
looking
but
at
look,
some porno
Take
picture of
the
her
original one.
that's by somebody else who's not her, and then it's not her. And then you look at the real Elsa Lanchester and you go, the other one was better.
Yeah, the other one was better.
How would you like to be Elsa Lanchester in that predicament? You know, somebody's saying you're really cute, but I like the picture of you that's not really you.
Yeah, but she is still cute. Take a look. Can you see the one I just sent
Yeah,
you?
I see it now. She's beautiful. I always liked Elsa Lanchester. You know, she's
Okay.
a Bride of Frankenstein. You know, she teamed up with Buster Keaton in all those beach blanket bingo movies. She was great. Can you imagine Elsa Lanchester and Buster Keaton in the 1960s having some hijinks? Buster Keaton playing a racist stereotype of a Native American? It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And people don't watch those movies anymore. I would get Kelsey over. We would open up bottles of liquor. We would.
You know who else loved those movies, Ethan?
Hitler.
Hate monger.
Hitler and hate. First of all, Hitler was dead, and Hitler never even knew about Annette Funicello. I don't think they shared the planet together. Let me think about that.
Was she born in 46?
I don't think she was, because maybe she was. I don't know if Hitler ever had a chance. Like, would Hitler ever interact with Annette Funicello as an infant? I mean, it's possible.
Top 10 anime crossovers. She was born in, let's see, 42. Yeah.
Oh shit. So she could have known. She could have interacted with Hitler all the way up to the age of 3.5, possibly 4.
He could have kissed her at a rally.
No, Hitler died in 45, right? Yeah.
Whatever. He still had 3 years to meet her.
Oh my God. You know,
look at the way, and look at, she went to that Mickey Mouse Club, or as I like to call it, Hitler Youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Cecil.
Writing's on the wall. Open your eyes, people, or sheeple, should I say?
I've been saying this for years, so you know, I'm not one of them. The Mickey Mouse Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they found, though, by the way, all of the little boys in the Mickey Mouse Club turned out to be gay. All of them.
Wasn't Justin Timberlake one of those Mouseketeers?
No, I'm talking about the original 1950s Mouseketeers. And then one of them disappeared. This was just recently. One of them disappeared. Now he's like 80 years old or something. And they didn't know where he went. And they found his mummified corpse. And his gay lover may have murdered him.
What
was this guy's name again? Let me.
Probably Adolf.
It was Adolf Hitler. That's see how this all ties together.
What are the chances of all those kids being gay, though? And that's really unlikely, right?
Yeah. It is unlikely. Showbiz kids, though.
Yeah.
Those are the early days of the Monarch program. They probably didn't have their programming fully set. You know, mind control stuff.
Was it Sal Mineo?
No, it wasn't Sal Mineo. He wasn't a Mouseketeer. He was already like, Sal Mineo was already like a 18-year-old in the 50s. The Mickey Mouse Club started in 1955, Cecil, you idiot. That's the same year as Rebel Without a Cause. Sal Mineo was not a child anymore. He was a full-grown and fully annoying human being at that point.
But he was gay.
Yes, he was.
And he was murdered.
Yes, he was.
Was he a Native American?
He was murdered outside of a gay bar because he went into a gay bar and he hit on somebody who wasn't gay. And my question is, what are you doing there then?
Come on, yeah, at that point.
You know, I mean, Sal Mineo. All right, so look, here's the story. I got to show you on my iPhone. Original Mouseketeer Dennis Day found dead in his home nearly 1 year after mysterious disappearance. Now, you got to imagine he's been missing, even though he's in his own home. Where was he? In the crawl space? For a year, and then they find his corpse. Now, can I read this story to you, or do you not care?
I care.
Like something from 7.
Here's what he looked like. You know that. How do you not know that kid's gay? You know it. You know, okay. All right. So nearly 1 year after Dennis Day mysteriously disappeared from his Oregon community, the former Disney Mouseketeer's body has been identified. So it was unidentifiable.
Well, sometimes corpses rot and they become, like a putrid pile of pus. but other times they just kind of dry out and they mummify. I don't understand why that happens. I guess it has to do with humidity.
Yeah, the humidity. I would think that you'd be able to smell Dennis Day. You know what I mean? If this, you'd be able to smell that. You know, if it were
all day.
Christ. Whew.
Right. Here we go. On Thursday, the Oregon State Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that the body they had found in the Phoenix home, it's Arizona, it's 120 degrees.
Yeah, he's probably mummified then. He probably didn't rot. He probably dried out.
He dried out like a husk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They found him in the Phoenix home. And by the way,
dry heat. It's a dry heat.
Have you been to Phoenix? Do you know what the living conditions of a former Mouseketeer would be in Phoenix, Arizona? He would live in a very small rancher. You know what I mean? It wouldn't. There aren't big houses like that. Like he lived in a very small rancher that looked like the house that Bela Lugosi died in. It wouldn't be. Where could you? How would you not know? How would you not know this kid was rotting under your floorboards? I mean, he's not. He wouldn't have been a kid, you know, at that point.
Did he still have the ears?
I would think so. I hope when they found it, like we're trying to identify his corpse. He looks like a mummy, and he's wearing these Mouseketeer ears. We can't figure out who he is.
Yeah. Ethan, he's very easy to identify. He has his name written on his shirt.
Oh, that's how do you not know that's Dennis? Give me a break. You find that even if that's a skull, that's Dennis. All right, what is this? People Magazine. Don't mess with me right now. All right, so they found his body in the Phoenix home that day. So he was only 76 years old, and his husband, Ernie Caswell. I don't trust him.
He was dead too?
No. They found him in his home that he and his husband, Ernie Caswell, shared. Was the child stars. Captain Timothy Fox of the Oregon State Police tells people. Oregon State Police announced the news today as it took some time for them to identify the remains. You know, they didn't know what it was.
Couldn't they ask the other guy living in the house, hey, who is this?
Yeah, like, who's this? He'd be like, I don't know. You know, again.
Where's your husband? No.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out back. he's puttering around, old Dennis.
You know.
But why is the Oregon State Police in Phoenix, Arizona?
I don't know. I don't get that.
That's a bigger mystery than this guy's corpse.
Is there a Phoenix in Oregon? Am I wrong about this? Is there Phoenix, Oregon?
If it was Oregon, he rotted because it's wet.
Yeah, that's damp. That's musky.
Yeah.
Like me?
Yeah.
Look, Kelsey's already got swamp rat just from this live stream.
This is the worst live stream I've ever done in my life. I want to point that out. We're talking about decaying Mouseketeers. I've taken my pants off.
I mean, yeah.
We pointed out that, you know, Reed Richards and Sergeant Rock actually rescued Hitler in Marvel Comics.
And I feel bad. I feel bad for your internet too. You know,
my internet's down. You know, my internet should be down. I deserve it to be down. There's no reason why I should have my internet when this is the kind of content I produce for YouTube.
Hopefully, we've all just been talking to ourselves, and none of this has gone out.
That would be good. I hope that's true, Cecil. You're giving me hope here. All right, so let's see. It took them some time to identify the remains, first discovered on April 4th because of their poor condition, which prevented them from using dental records or DNA. Can you imagine? They didn't have any DNA or dental records. That's how bad the remains were.
So he had to be just dried out. Well, yeah.
When they lowered him into his grave, did they all go, now it's time to say goodbye?
Yep.
To all our company. All right. At this time, it's unclear where Day's remains were found inside the residence, so they don't even know. And if they've been there since he first went missing on July 15th, though Captain Fox says the couple's home was initially searched when Day disappeared last summer. So this dude, this Caswell, look at this. Caswell, meanwhile, who suffers from age-related memory loss. That's convenient.
Yeah.
I forgot that there was a corpse under my bed.
Oh, it's Phoenix. It is Phoenix, Oregon.
Oh, is it? Okay, my bad. So it's Phoenix, Oregon.
Agent Jeremy said in the chat.
Okay. There's a Phoenix, Oregon. It's in the southern part of Oregon. Of course, it's the South. Caswell, who suffers from age-related memory loss, has been living at a care facility, Captain Fox tells People. Oh, here's the couple. You want to see what they actually look like in better days? Like before one of them was decomposing and under the floorboards? So let me see if the camera will focus on that. You can see the happier. See, that's Dennis Day with the blonde, whatever that is. And then look at the husband. Looks like Moose Bauman, you know.
Dennis Day's more showbiz. You could tell by the toupee.
Yeah. He's like, he hasn't lost it, you know, or he hadn't lost it, you know.
I bet that hair still looked perfect on that corpse.
How could if you found that on the corpse? How would you not know? How would you not know? Cecil, thank you for saying that. Some things need to actually be said aloud.
A lot of signs. You don't need dental records. The guy has his name on his shirt, a full head of hair.
Mickey Mouse hat.
Clues are there, people.
Follicle
it.
records. Yeah.
I wish I was done. I would have straightened it out real quick.
And plus, look at that sweater. I mean, what's Mr. Rogers? You can't miss it. All right.
That's Dennis.
All right. So the former Mouseketeer's death is still currently under investigation by the Oregon State Police. Do you think his husband did it?
Probably.
I mean, it sounds like the husband went to the care facility and then that guy died in his house and nobody knew. I mean, did they have any friends or anything? I mean, Jesus.
You don't think it was murder?
Well,
Maybe
that's probably a lot more fun, but you know, I subscribe to the life is a lot more boring than we'd like to admit theory.
Yeah.
I don't think it's boring at all. You know, Kelsey, I remember having this one really weird experience where this was like MegaCon 2005 or 6. Okay. And I'm sitting there. There was a news story on Comic Book Resources about the colorist of Transformers and G.I. Joe. And he was in trouble. He was sick. He needed some money. This was in the early days of GoFundMe. And it was like everyone let him, you know. And then people said to me in private, they said, this dude's like involved in all kinds of shady stuff and you probably shouldn't, whatever it was. So I'm standing with DC Comics we're outside of the hotel or something like that. I can't remember. And this dude comes up to me and it's the very same dude that was from the article. And he knows me. He's talking to me. I didn't know him, but he knew me. And he's talking to me and he's skeletal and he's got like 2 teeth in his head, you know, and he's just like, yeah, any help? Whatever it was we were talking about, a really strange conversation. A week later, they found him cut up and in a dumpster.
Good Lord.
Wow.
I need to have
Angel
this.
of death. An angel.
It wasn't me, Cecil. You can't blame me every time somebody is murdered. It's not my fault. You know,
we're gonna meet in real life, and a 1 week later, my bloated corpse will be found by a relative.
If it is Cecil, it's not because you met me. So don't be afraid to meet me. You know,
I hope I have one of those. Like, you know, there's some some interesting comic book deaths. You know, like if it's not too early, we can talk about these guys. But like Seth, what's his name? Seth Fisher, like fell off a roof in Japan.
Did he really?
Yeah, you remember that guy? He used to draw like Jeff Darrow.
Jeff Darrow's style. He did a Fantastic Four book or Green Lantern book.
Yeah, he fell off a roof in Japan. I think. I mean, I could now. I'm thinking. I wonder if somebody just pulling my leg, and now I've been propagating this all these years.
You don't think maybe he didn't? You think maybe he didn't really fall off a roof in Japan?
But how great would that? You know, like that's what you want as an artist. Is like you don't want to hear your artist like died happily in his sleep. You know, you want your artist like. Well, I mean, or you could do something fantastic after you die. Like who's that writer that had his ashes shot out of a cannon?
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson. You got to go out with a bang. I think as an artist, got to have something cool.
I told the story yesterday about getting attacked by a bear, you know, in 2001. And that made Wizard Magazine. People were surprised by that, but I was attacked by a bear.
Boy, you really blew it. You should have got killed by that bear. It would have been a better story. Nice.
Yeah, but I
I'd be
don't know.
telling your story right now. Hey, did you hear about Ethan? Got fucking mauled by a bear.
Yeah. Jag, thanks for $2. Says EVS is secretly Tony Soprano. It all makes sense. I don't think that's true. Yeah, I was attacked by a bear. I would like to. I've said over and over again, I want to be eaten by a shark. You know.
Oh no, that's like my worst. Being eaten alive has got to be like one of the worst things ever, man.
Really? You don't think it's quick?
I mean, I have like a couple of irrational fears. Like one of them is like being on a bridge and having it collapse out from under me. Like I'm always paranoid that that's going to happen, like out of nowhere. You know, I'm driving along. Our infrastructure's getting old. It's possible.
That would be the worst thing ever if you're driving over a big bridge and all of a sudden, you know that feeling when you drop like a weightlessness and
I
your
have
gut.
nightmares about that.
Yeah. And you're like, oh my God. And then you're aware. How long does it take to drop before you actually hit the water? So you feel weightless as you drop. You're like, oh, and you're in your seatbelt. And then like, you're like, oh my God, like you're bobbing back and forth. And then the water starts to get into the car. And then you begin to sink.
That's not so bad, Era. It's worse ways to go.
Teddy Kennedy. Yeah.
A hippo attack. That would be. I watched a documentary about that once. That freaks me out.
Hippo attack. I've never seen a human being attacked by hippos, but they say hippos eat the most people. Like hippos are the worst man eaters.
They'll kill you just for hatred.
In Africa.
I'm paranoid about like getting some sort of virus that, you know, you just ate some fruit one day and then suddenly your insides are being liquefied and you're like, what happened to me? And then later your story's being told on Discovery Channel. You know, is it what was this show? It was like
1,000 Ways to Die.
Something like that, yeah. It was like I shouldn't be alive, you know, it was some crazy title like that.
Oh, I survived. Yeah, I shouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think the worst way to go would be getting burned to death. And I think the easiest way to go would be getting frozen to death because, I mean, you can't even feel it, you know.
Did you see that guy that, like, set himself on fire in front of the White House?
No. When was this?
Apparently, that was the third guy that tried it. He was the
I
only
hope he was a Democrat.
Yeah, he was.
Good.
I mean, it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're crazy. Burning to death would be horrible. Freezing to death would be horrible too, though. You know, I watched that movie, The Gray, and I'm like, oh, that looks like it's so cold. You know what I mean? Like, it gets so cold that you don't want to move.
That the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the giant wolves, the giant dogs, and you're
the wolves and cats. Like the worst one to get eaten by is a bear because. Like a wolf and a cat will go for your throat and they want to eat you after they kill you. But bears, they don't give a shit. They just start eating you. They don't go for your throat. They usually eat you alive. You're screaming while they're eating you.
Yeah.
And sometimes they won't even finish. They'll just keep a paw on your chest, hold you down, and start eating your leg.
Start on your thighs. Yeah.
Yeah. And they won't kill you. They won't take out your throat. But like a big cat or a wolf, they'll kill you first. They have an instinct to go for the jugular.
Yeah, after seeing that Leo DiCaprio movie where the bear actually rapes him first, you know, that was the worst for me. I was like, I don't know about a bear anymore. You know,
just thinking about that really. That's wow.
That didn't happen to me. The bear just ran over me. You know, he didn't. You know,
it's a safe place. You could tell it.
No assault took place, you know.
You can talk to us. It's okay.
Yeah.
Amongst friends.
No, I would tell you. Cecil, I trust you. I would have told you in private by now. You would have said, Ethan, something looks like something's wrong. And I'd be like, and I break down into tears suddenly. And I tell you about the bear attack.
Were you bent over a garbage can?
Yeah.
Werebear. Yeah.
I don't know if it was a female bear. It could have been. I have no idea. I did not grab its groin, you know, as it trampled over me in the snow. I should have. If I could do it again, I would reach up just a perfect timing and go like this and feel what was there.
That would have been a Me Too moment for the bear.
Well, I don't care. You know, he gets what he or she gets what they get.
They,
You know, they get what they get. They ran over me in the snow. I'd have a more detailed story to tell. I'd say it was, and then I'd insert gender here. It was a bear that attacked me at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I want to find that Wizard magazine because it does exist. There was an article about it, about me being attacked by a bear.
That bear was a young Harvey Weinstein. True story.
Yeah, I don't know. How do I want to die? Well, I don't want to get chewed up by an airplane propeller. I don't want that to happen. That's the worst. And Hunter's mother's parents, okay? This is when they decided they didn't like me. We were out on their porch. They're both doctors. They're very wealthy. And they just returned from vacation somewhere, some island. They're sitting on a runway. They're telling this story. They both look shaken up. We're having lemonade. And they're like, we're sitting on the runway waiting. And then one of the baggage handlers got too close to the propeller and and like baloney all over the side of the airplane, just chopped them up.
Yeesh.
And they had to, we had to get off the plane. They had to clean this guy off the airplane. And I said, well, that's why they call him ground crew. And I got a withering look from them that told me that they didn't like me very much.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I got Kelsey to laugh. Season.
Gotta get dark.
Yeah.
I actually knew a guy. He was a client for a company I used to work for, and I talked to him one day. The next day, he wouldn't return his phone calls, and several years later, he went missing. Several years later, I was watching TV, and they did a report on his murder. Him and his family were murdered, kidnapped and murdered, and buried in the Mojave Desert.
Oh, wow! Good God!
Yeah, it was really, really sad.
Yeah.
His name is Joseph McStay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone says Mormon humor.
What did they take him for? Like money?
It was one of his business partners that he had worked with and stuff. And yeah, he did take a lot of money from him. But initially, we were like, oh man, him and his partner, they probably skipped the country. They did some big order and got a lot of money in their business, got a lot of money, and they got a boat and got out of the country. So we thought something like that happened, but no, he was robbed and murdered, and it was pretty awful. It was so surreal too, like to be seeing it years later on TV. It was like, what?
Yeah.
I knew that guy.
It would be $50.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Like if somebody dies owing you money.
And not if they have family. That's you go to the wake and you just you
hit them up at the wake, right? He owed me $40, and
Sorry about your it's a shame. Also, we had a bet on the Bulls a couple weeks ago, and
I would say looking at that man in that coffin over there, I'd never call him a Welsher. So there are good ways to. I mean, there are ways to ask that are appropriate.
Definitely not at the wake, though. You have to
No.
maybe pull him aside. Yeah.
At the dinner.
You know what? If it's an open casket, you could fish a ring off a finger or something.
Oh, yeah. I had a stupid idea when I was 19. I was a caricature artist, and I thought I would set up. No, I won't tell that story, but it is true. I thought I would set up a stand and caricature open coffins, but didn't turn out to be. It was just a thought I had when I was 19. Didn't take. My dad hit me in the back of the head.
Yeah.
My dad did that. My dad hit me in the back of the head twice. Grabbed me by the ear twice when I was 19. One of them, you'll like this, sweet cast.
Yeah.
I was the piano player at church.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Now I didn't know how to I couldn't read music, but I play because I hear chords. You know, I know what the chords are, so I can improvise.
Yeah.
And I was playing "The Spirit of God," like a fire is burning, and I was playing it like it was a Beatles song on the piano. And my dad grabbed me by the ear, and he took me outside of the church. And I remember him like whisper, like pulling me by the ear, and he said, "If you ever play the Lord's music like it's the Rolling Stones again, I will beat the hell out of you in front of everybody in the church."
Yeah.
2 times my dad yelled at me.
Wow.
That stuck.
He should have just let you be.
I was more careful. I played everything very somberly from then on. I used to I'd be sitting there like in the church. You had to play this kind of intro music, you know, for people who were coming in and conversating and then sitting down. And I would play like TV theme songs, but I'd play them real slow, like Gilligan's Island. You know, it was really good. You know, people, and I'd look up and I would just see people would be like, you know, it would hit them. They'd be like, you know, they'd hear the part like, you know, the millionaire and his wife, and they'd be like, "Whoa, that's, you know,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, like, you know."
Well,
That's
there's
pretty
nothing
awesome.
wrong with that. There's you know, there's
I
nothing
thought
wrong
it
with that.
sounded appropriate. You know, the music itself sounded good. I played it reverently. You know, I played it with the right.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that was, you know, wrong for the house of God, you know. For
You ever
sure.
do the Beverly Hillbillies?
No, I did the Brady Bunch theme. You know, I remember Gilligan's Island. Beverly Hillbillies would have been good. Green Acres. You know.
Green Acres would actually slow that down, and it does sound like a hymn.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
1D Clave says Shazam sucked. Thank you. You know what? I gave my review of Shazam, and I got eaten alive.
Yeah.
People
Another
were
thing is
me.
Aquaman was overrated. I was expecting that to be good. Everyone said it was. It was really boring.
I'm gonna watch it though. I'm going to. I got to get myself psyched up to watch it. See, I actually did want to see Shazam. I actually did want to see it when it was in the theaters. I thought I'm gonna go see that instead of Captain Marvel. And then, you know, by the time movies hit pay-per-view, by the time superhero movies hit pay-per-view, it's too late. You know, they're warmed over. They're moldy.
Yeah.
I still didn't see Venom. You know, I don't want to see any of this.
I did the Alita instead of going to see Captain Marvel, and I actually went and saw Captain Marvel after buying another ticket to Alita another day.
Mhm.
Yeah, wasn't good. You're right. You saw that. How long did you last in that movie, EBS?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I watched it all, but it took 3 tries. Like,
Yeah.
I like fell asleep. I will literally I'm having trouble. Like, I know it's because I'm getting old, but also the movies are boring. I fall asleep during these superhero movies. I'm like, and Andrea's looking at me. She's like, "Are you awake?" I'm like, She's like, "Wake up! You're supposed to be." No, I don't. Let me sleep. I don't want to watch this. You know, it's like the whole thing with me in superhero movies. Like watching Captain Marvel was like, I want to have watched this, but I don't want to watch it. I mean,
that is such a good way to put it. That is.
Yeah, it's like, I need to check this off my checklist. Like I need to have watched Aquaman. And Alita Battle Angel, it's like I feel like I need to watch it because, you know, it was the counter to Captain Marvel in so many ways. But I don't want to watch it. I don't. It's like that's 3 hours of my life that I got to spend looking at a CGI girl with huge eyes. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Why do I have to do it?
Yeah.
Ethan, Comic Book Hut is in the chat. It's the real one.
Really?
Yes, he's in the chat, and I just clicked on his channel to see if it was really him, and it is. And the last video he put up is called Ethan Van Sciver and Mike S. Miller complain about giving refunds to customers. That's the name of the last video.
He's funny. Comic Book Hut, I watch his videos and I die laughing. invite him in. Comic Book Hut, you want to come in here?
14 views on that last one.
I know he's got like 11 subscribers, and I'm one of them.
Wait, did
And
we?
20.
I
I'm
thought
gonna
he, dude. I thought he turned his channel off. Like
he
He's
does,
back.
and then he comes back. Like he
okay.
he was doing some really aggressive stuff. Like I
Yeah.
can't remember what his videos were about, but they were aggressively like rumor mongering, like total bullshit. And I just said, it's weird, like the heel turn. And there are so many heel turns in Comicsgate. Like you treat people well, you treat them with respect, and then for some reason there's something that snaps, and they go, I'm going to get more attention if I just go against these guys. And it really is, it starts to make me realize that like people are kind of sad and they desperately need attention. And it's like, what can I do to give people more attention so that they feel validated somehow? And it's like somebody like Comic Book Hut I enjoy him. He did a video. I watched his video about this where he answered all of my accusations about him, which were not accusations. They were just observations. I said, look, I get it. You're like, it's me, the Hut, the great one. I'm like, you're being Mark Levin, who's Howard Stern's, or not Howard Stern, Rush Limbaugh's fill-in guy. Mark Levin's like, I'm the great one, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you know what, Ethan? I didn't get it from him, even though you're copying his voice and you're copying his cadence. He's like, I got it from Muhammad Ali. And I got it from, what's his name from the Honeymooners?
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason, thank you. They were the great one too, Ethan.
I want to ask the Comic Book Hut a question, because I know he's from Queens, because he has all that Mets memorabilia when he was on. Did he take his name from a famous Queens comic book shop that George Perez used to do the art for on their bags? It was called Mike's Comics Hut. Are you in any way related to Mike's Comics Hut? I just have theories in my head.
Yeah, I would like to know. Why won't he come in? Can we invite him in or no?
Chat.
He's not on Twitter.
He's not on Twitter. All right. Well, Comic Hut, you're always welcome to come in here. I mean, I understand. I think you want to get some more views and some more. I would think you want some more subscribers. Right? You come in here and you want to, if you want to talk about it, you come in here and talk about it. You'll probably get some more subs.
It would be fun. It would be fun.
He really has it in for you.
And Zach, why is he having it? Like, I get why he'd have it in for me, because I actually personally extended kindness to him. So I understand why I, am
Look, Mitch Breitweiser? What is happening here? That is the weirdest video ever. I
watch him talk about Mitch, and that's where it gets a little too far. If you want to go, he's like, how did you get that hot wife? I wouldn't mind hitting that one.
Mitch the Diva Breitweiser.
Do it, dude. It's so fun. I love your impersonation of Comic Book Hut.
I don't count people's money, but he made $178,000. That's none of my business how much he made. Mike Miller.
What is Mike Miller? So wait, Mitch Breitweiser is the prima donna. What's Mike Miller?
He's the crybaby or something.
Crying Mike Miller or something.
Yeah.
The last video before your one from 6 hours ago is about Richard, and it's called Hostility in Comics. Because he's such a guy.
Comic Book Hut. Come on.
He calls him something Ricardo.
Yeah, he calls him Weirdo Ricardo, which that is the funniest thing. He's like got this whole thing, like he's got this Trumpist, like I'm gonna label people. Trump has, I love the president, but Trump has really made dumb people, think like dumb, hostile people, think that they can operate, a certain way. It's like, I'm just going to label everyone, and then I'm going to announce that I'm winning. There's another guy like that. You know who I'm thinking of? That's like, winners win. I'm winning all the time. And it's all like nasty labels, calling people names. But Comic Book Hut does that. Like, he's like, I got a label for everyone. Weirdo Ricardo. That's going to cut him to the core. And you know what Zach's whole attitude about that would be?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Zach would watch Comic Book Hut's videos and just be like, "What are you doing?"
Zach had a hit job straight from Comedy Central, the whole piece done on him. So
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why does this happen? It's just Comicsgate. Comicsgate's weird, man. It's really weird. Comics are weird, but it's like if you're part of Comicsgate, like you're like, oh my God, like the comic industry is absolutely insane. It's full of really nasty, hostile people, so who are trying to destroy my life. So it's like, let's form a little club, let's form a little kind of community in which you could be safe and sort of market your comics and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, so you do that and it gets traction, and then there are people within it who start to like try to sabotage that, and you go, what is that all about? Like, why do you want to? We have a tiny little thing going on here that's growing and it's doing pretty well, and then you've got people who are inwardly like sabotaging it.
Yeah, it feels like environment tension. Like everyone in comics is so on edge, and if a certain personality type just has a bad day or feels emotional about something, it can stick sometimes.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it. Because dude, comics, and I'm reading that one book about cultural entryism, the book with the whole chapter on Comicsgate that the guy Alexander Adams wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's good, but he says that of every single industry that he sees with these crazy leftists taking over slowly like they have, comics is the #1 saturated, most saturated in out of every industry and the arts he can see. And that's, dude, I can see it too,
there's also something to be like, Ethan, I've heard you say it before, but there's a lot of jealousy out there. And I used to think, well, we're talking about adults here, so how really can it be? But no, that's a real thing. People get really upset over comics, over success in comics.
Yeah, I've noticed. I think it sucks, man, because everybody can succeed.
Well, I try to be successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get it. I find comics people to be, comic book professionals at this point to be some of the worst people.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I mean, awful people with their attitudes about the business, the art form itself, like what they think the comics should be, what they should do, the function they should serve, the way they treat their customers, their fans, the entitlement, the sense of entitlement. And at the same time, it's like this sense of entitlement and this unwillingness to actually do what it takes to make a decent living for yourself. They brag about how broke they are. They brag about it.
Yeah.
It's offensive to me.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It's a badge of honor because they believe that it's better to work for a cause than work for the people that they love and cherish. They think that a cause is better than those they love and adore, which is disgusting to me.
Mm-hmm.
They disgust me for sure.
I don't know. I want Comicsgate to succeed. I don't care. I want everybody in it to do really well. I'm proud of this stuff. I am. I'm proud of Graveyard Shift. I'm proud of Starblades, even though I can't see them right now because I have no computer.
I mean, at what point do we say that it is a success? It has proven success. It's succeeded. It has done well. It continues to do well.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Kelsey, the thing of it was people were waiting for round 2, so people were like, well, this can't last. This can't last. People are going to run out of money. See, social justice warriors really think that people like have piggy banks, and piggy banks get depleted and people don't work and add to them, or people are unwilling to, or people can't come up with $25 once a year repeatedly. They have a very strange attitude about money. It shocks them. So, the success of the second round of Comicsgate books, looking at Lone Star 2, looking at, Zach's, Jawbreaker's God King, looking at all of the stuff that's coming out now, Graveyard Shift 2, when everything is flying at a much quicker clip and collecting money at a faster rate. Doug's Earthworm Jim, tremendous success. These comics kind of go to show that, you know, yeah, this is a permanent thing. Unless somehow crowdfunding disappears and social media completely, like YouTube and Twitter completely shut down. This is you know, something that is repeatable, and it is something that will grow. And again, there's no limit to the number of customers out there. We're not limited to the people who actively go to comic shops every week, like the comics industry is.
Should really start doing newsletters, start gathering emails, you know, just in case anything happens, you can still reach your, you know, community.
Well, that, you know, Kelsey, when you do a crowdfunder, you have everyone's emails. You can put together you know, a list and say, hey, I'm sending out a mass email to everyone who purchased Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Cyberfrog Wreck Planet is available. So let's do a sweeping email to everyone who backed the first campaign, see if they'll come back, and then we're going to promote more. There are 7 billion people in the world, and, you know, social media reaches out to all of them. There's no reason to think that we need to be limited to just the people who repeatedly go into comic book stores every week. We're not taking a fraction of those. We're taking a fraction of the entire population of planet Earth and the people who watch YouTube. It's a much, much bigger pie. It's enormous, and it can grow. It's going to grow. I know, pie. It's going to grow every single time. You know, as long as, you know, the technique, the marketing technique, you know, is repeated, and you know, I tell Andrea, it's like, no, I got to do YouTube videos every single day, every day. Can't miss a day, because YouTube is the power battery behind Cyberfrog. You know, if I lose my YouTube audience or don't grow my audience, then, you know, we can't really do another campaign. We're trying to get more people in that we can speak to. Yeah, this is, you know, Comicsgate is a success. And again, I think by the end of this year and into next year, when Comicsgate Round 3 comes around and it's even bigger, you're going to see more people attempting to duplicate what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I will say they need to start now. Sweetcast is a great example of somebody who started up his YouTube channel, does interesting content every single day, and is only going to grow over time. Umbrella Guy's another guy, you know.
Well, and that, for a lot of people, that's hard to hear. And you know, to be fair, like, we do, like, I know my campaign benefited from all of the work that you did, all promoting your channel, getting people, like, I've heard so many people say Cyberfrog is the first comic book I backed, or it's the first book that comic that I've bought in a very, very long time. And so those people are more likely to be willing to check out some of the other books like mine, like Downcast. And so, yeah, it's shocking to me is that rather than, like John Malin always says, getting a row and, get a row and get an or in a row. Yeah. Right. Complain about it. So yeah, you gotta, it is a lot of hard work, but it's also a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
The rising tide raises all boats. No, it truly does. I mean, nowadays, again, it's like people get involved in this. As long as you do, the work that you need to do, you're going to make $25,000 at least, on your campaign by the time you're ready to go to print. And that's significantly better than a lot of the comic book pros, mainstream pros are doing. When it's time for these guys to go out on their own, we've already seen it happen. We've seen established comic book pros come out and try to launch Kickstarter campaigns and flop compared to a Comicsgate campaign. Flop because they're just not doing, they think that their comic book celebrity is going to carry this along, and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
People don't even know my YouTube channel. These people don't even know I'm a comic book pro. I'm a YouTuber.
Uh-huh.
It's fascinating. It's like, oh, like you actually did comic books at one point. Yeah, I did. But I guess mostly I'm a YouTuber. When I have 131,000 subscribers, and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps sold 38,000 books. Guess what I am? I'm a YouTuber. Mostly I'm a YouTuber who dabbles in comic books. That's just inevitable at that point.
I heard
The audience is much bigger.
I heard a funny statistic the other day that 60% of the kids in the U.S. and UK want to be YouTubers, while 15% want to be astronauts.
I heard that too. I laughed. I saw that with Andrea, and we went. She's like, "Look at you! You got the job every 13-year-old wants."
Right.
I'm like, "Yes." Again, it's like when I was 13, I wanted to be a comic book professional. Here I am, and I'm also a YouTuber,
Living the dream.
living an extremely childish dream. But it's important, and YouTube is the, as long as it remains, and I think it will. I think that people being worried about politics driving out YouTubers, I think that's overblown. I think that voices are going to be allowed for the most part, unless they're extremely radical, and it's a shame that they're not allowed to stay too. Are going to be allowed to remain on YouTube, and honestly, this is the future. This is like television. YouTube is like television was in 1949. It's like it didn't get a lot of respect. People were interested in it. Everybody wanted one, but most of the people who were they were in movies and plays and radio. They didn't think television was gonna be anything worth considering.
That's all I watch is YouTube. I mean,
Yeah.
not just all the stuff going on with the comic stuff, but I get all my news from independent sources on, there's all kinds of guys doing like cool videos, and there's games. There's endless entertainment. I haven't watched TV in years.
No, me neither. I'm always I have my YouTubers that I subscribe to. I want to know what they're talking about. Like every single day, I check and see what new videos are up, and I can watch like a live stream. I used to watch the Kumite, and I watched like old Kumite streams, and just let them run while I was drawing. It was so fun, especially when they're taking apart Mundane Matt. God, that stuff was great.
God, he's just classics, man. The internet is full of his insanity and stupidity. It's wonderful.
I'm looking forward to passing him. I might do it pretty soon. I don't know where he's at, but I look forward to passing him. I'm on the way up and he's on the way down, and just saying, "See you later."
I think you're past Mundane Matt, aren't you?
No, I'm just 131. I think he's in the 140s still. I think. He's I can't really be sure, but I don't think I've passed him yet.
Most of his subscribers are people that hate him. I mean, you see how many downvotes he gets for every damn video.
134,000.
134,000? I'm gonna pass him next week.
Wow.
Wow, that's great. If I just keep doing the content I'm producing a lot of videos about Star Wars and feminism and the MCU, and those videos do great.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of new subs. So if I just keep doing that, I'll pass them in a week.
I can see them perform really well, those videos that you make, for sure.
But you could make them too, and they would perform equally well. I mean, really, the key to it is just what Comic Storian told me. He said the key to growing on YouTube is go to Google and look at you can do a Google search of what people are talking about right now. So, this is something that a lot of YouTubers do. They'll say, Google search or whatever it is, and then you'll get a list of a graph with the topic that people are searching out the most at any given moment. And then you find that top item and you quickly bang out a video about it, post it. And then your video is it's going to turn up when people are searching for that term. You're going to get a ton of views, and then people are going to find your channel. You have to ask people to subscribe every single time. And your channel will grow. I mean, if you do that every day for like a month, your channel is going to blow up. And look at Star Wars Girl. That Star Wars Girl, Anna, is like, I think she's at over 100,000 right now.
Yeah, I subscribed to her when she was 20,000.
Yeah, like her channel blew up because, again, she's doing the algorithm thing. She's really, well, I mean, she's also really cool, and people like to look at her.
She has a great channel.
Yeah, but her channel is legit good.
She's at 112,000.
112. She's going to pass me. I mean, she's going to pass me in another week.
That's legit.
Wow.
But that's the thing. I mean, you do that daily work, and you'll get there. But your channel being big, you're having an audience and all that stuff. That is how to, when you're ready to do another book. Like you expect, you know, Clint's first book is going to do this much, but his next book is going to do, you know, 175% of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as long as he continues to grow his channel, and it just gets bigger and bigger.
You know, I found I think I found the artist that I want to do my first project, and he's so booked up that it's going to be next year. But I'm really excited. So it looks like next year is going to be the year that I launch. What is it going to be? Year 3, I guess.
Yeah,
Pretty
year
exciting.
3.
Yeah, pretty exciting. I'm
Year
stoked.
3 is when Kelsey comes work for me.
There you go.
I don't know why you won't. I would pay him better than anyone else.
By the way,
Huh?
Ethan, on that algorithm thing, I just happened to do that one, like that when I did that guy's the Bagel Boss guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just did that video where I was pretending to be him for a day.
Yeah.
Wait, you were pretending?
That wasn't you? Yeah.
88,000 views on that.
88,000
That was
views.
so good,
Yeah,
dude.
if you just pick something that's like trending and just do a quick video.
Did you say subscribe to me in that video at all?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Like, you should have opened up that video saying, "Guys, I need you to subscribe to me." As I, you know.
Well, I didn't think anybody was going to watch. This is the first time I did one like that.
You never know what's going to take off, man. You never know. It's like my biggest video is a little bit over, like I think it's 511,000 views. I didn't know that was going to take off. It was just, you know, I made a dumb video real quick about Brie Larson and the guy who plays Thor, Chris Hemsworth. Boom. That video just hit the algorithm and took right off. You know, it's like if I only knew which videos were going to actually hit the algorithm, I'd spend more time on them. But you know,
Brie Larson hit for me too. I had 433,000.
Wow. Yeah, the most amount of views I got was for a Brie Larson boycott video, and I guess it was 45,000, so not very many, but still caught the algorithm.
45,000 is great. I remember my biggest video when I was at like under 20,000 subs was me inviting Zach on. It was like the first Zach and Comic Artist Pro Secrets crossover live stream. And I was like, Zach, I've got 13,000 views on this. Like freaking out. I was so excited. I was like, thank you. I got 13,000 views. He's like, that's nice. Good for you, Ethan. You got to come back on again. I give him another 13,000 views. Yeah. I was thinking about that today. Like, I used to make these trailers that were just like rap songs, like hip hop songs that would pump people up about how we were gonna like totally fuck up SJWs together, and like put out trailers and be like, "Be there tonight, 9 o'clock, Diversity in Comics," you know, and Comic Artist Pro Secrets versus Bleeding Cool. You know,
I remember when you used to do that.
That stuff was fun, man. I got to do that again. It was so great. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. It's now 12:30. I've been live streaming for like 4 hours, which is unusual for me. But even though this was the worst live stream, there's so much embarrassing stuff on it. You know, the most dignified panelist was Kelsey. Yeah. Amazingly, I mean, Kelsey came across. Kelsey was a gentleman. You know, look at him. Oh, look at Kelsey. Look at, there's a little light in his eyes. His eyes are shining. Oh, yeah. Kelsey did very well. Kelsey, thanks for joining me. Gateway, Clint, Cecil, thank you guys for being here, keeping me company, and putting on a pretty good show. Actually, I think this was very funny. And I will see all of you again soon. Make sure. Oh, read super chats, God.
Oh wait, Starblades.
Starblades.
Graveyard Shift 2. And Jawbreakers too.
Yeah, those links are in the description, guys. You know.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, I got to read these super chats real quick. I'm glad people reminded me. I get into conversations and I forget to do this. So let's just go through these real quick and then power through them. So let's see. Jose M says, so you saw Captain Medvel before Shazam? Shame. Yeah, I know. I was more motivated to get Captain Marvel out of the way because I had all these SJWs saying, you didn't even see the movie. You didn't see it. So why do you bust on Brie Larson's balls like that? And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to see the movie then. Crazy Manor 2003 says Uncle E's waist is in the 616XL universe. Tori D says a wet fart will now be known as a vampirella. I know, dude. That's so disgusting. Let's see. Ew. Cyrus Nightshade says the brutal tales of Rainbow. That would be a good title too. That would be the spin-off book that I would hire Kelsey to draw for like $800 a page, and then he would finally see the light. Andrew Huerta says Rainbow Brute. That's what he wants. Kay Brady says, couldn't you just name the book Brute and call him Rainbow Brute in the story, like the Shazam Captain Marvel used to be? That's a thought. But you know what? Brute is a book that's done by what's his name, the Brutes and Babes guy, right? I can't
Bart
remember.
Sears?
Yeah, Bart Sears. Doesn't he have a character named Brute? I think he does. Mark C says Thor was a frog for 3 issues. Female Thor lasted for 3 years. That's a true point. Gimbrider 66 says Suinet is now online. Rusty Shackelford says, how much can I personally make through my own IGG? It depends. It depends on how good it is. Jag says, oh, dang, we talking DCEU up here? That triggers my inner fanboy. Release the Snyder Cut, Warner Brothers, you jerks. Also good to hear from Malin and Cecil. Nomad Comics says, how can I get on a stream with you, EVS? I don't know. I mean, just ask nicely, I guess. Mega Jetty 1 says, Shazam was the Man of Steel we should have gotten. Great film. Look, it was okay. It was a little...
By the way, just to break in, I know I'm not going to slow you down, but did you see who they just signed to play Better Ray Bill?
Who?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Nathan White says, I just watched Shazam last night and I loved the first 1/3 of the film. The rest sucked though. Best DC movie this decade. It's only 1/3 of the film was good and it was the best DC movie of the decade. Jeg says BVS is still the best CBM comic book movie. Fight me, but I love Shazam. Mark C says, my son is 10. He didn't have any issues with Shazam. Autobot Mulletron, thanks for joining the channel. Jeg says, the only bad part of Shazam is the Cavill body double. That's something I wanted to point out. What a fucking asshole Henry Cavill is.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
What a piece of garbage. Are you kidding me? That big fight that he had, I can't do a part in Shazam. And all he had to do was just stand there in the Superman suit, as it turns out, for like 3 seconds.
Is he done? Because they should bounce his ass.
What an asshole. When I saw that, I was like, oh, he actually did it. Oh, good. And then I was like, oh, man. Like, it cuts to the credits. They don't show his face.
They pulled him from obscurity and made him effing Superman, and they can't do a cameo, a split second. Give me a break.
I mean, think about Robert Downey Jr. Like, he's being inspired. Like, he's in every single movie as Iron Man that they need him to be in there. And boy, is it annoying. Jag says Shatnerific, Tony Onesto, and the Imperial Inquisitor. Thanks for joining the channel. The Splintering says the Splintering now has an email newsletter. It's a good channel. I like it's a website. I like that website. Darth Bobcat says, bring in Micah to talk Englewood. Yeah, next time I will. I'll let those guys come in. I have a second chat room for kind of newbie comic skaters, new campaigns like Monster MD and Englewood. I'll invite him in. Anthony Scott says, my daughter loved The Ash Can by Nerd Wonder. Skeletal Baseman, I read that one. Ricky Joya says, how's Englewood coming along? Hang Solo says, is Kelsey high? If not, why? Kelsey, are you high right now?
A little bit.
Okay. Trencher 1375 says, ha ha ha. Jeg says he's no longer dating the trans. Okay, I read that one. Mark C says Cyberfrog versus the geriatric gangrene jiu-jitsu gerbils. This must happen. Matt Wenger says mail in ore. He posted a lot of mail in ore. Whatchamacallits. That's good. Mark C says put the Cyberfrog window clings on vehicles with the coexist bumper sticker. Yeah, you know what I did one time on Facebook that didn't endear me to people? I made a coexist, but I made the X into a swastika in it. People... God. I ruined the coexist bumper sticker. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Bogus Fortune says, yeah, who wants more characterization, story, and plot? James Dean Anderson says, quite a gathering. Rainbow the Brute. Shots. Yetna P says, Zach, watch your back. Spike and Madness says, last comic shop I went to. Oh, I read that one. That Shazam review was your worst take since, these soy pants would look good on me, says emotionally exhausted. James Dean Anderson says, back Starblades now. Shots. Jeg says, no soy pants. Keep my DCEU soy free. Let's see. Yethna PR read that one. Kevin says, Kramer on marriage. They're prisons. Man-made prisons. You're doing time. Indie says, heard a rumor that the San Fran Municipal District adds soy extract to the water. I mean, it would explain a lot, right? Mandy Summers says, congratulations on Starblades, Kyle. Hail Caesar. Quartering is here. He says, Cecil seems to know a lot about corpses. That's interesting.
Hi, Jeremy.
Lucas King says, which is better, Kelsey? Louisiana Double Play or Jason's for comics? I haven't been to either.
Well, Jason will talk your ear off about comic stuff. The guy definitely knows his stuff, but Double Play is definitely a nicer store. It's got all kinds of good stuff going on in there. That's where I go buy all my old stuff.
White Wolf says, say Cecil's weight out loud. It needs to be said. I'd say Cecil weighs... I don't know. I don't know what Cecil weighs. I've never really seen him. It's just his face.
I'd bet about 205.
Oh,
no.
I think his foot weighs 205.
Oh man, I was looking good at when I was at 205, but I'm like 6'2" or something, so maybe I'm thinking
I'm only 11.
Oh, okay. So what, like an even 200?
No, I'm 411 pounds and 4'11".
Let's see. Biggest Geeka says, didn't Ethan mail some old Hollywood starlet for a signature and she died a week later? # not judging. Yes, I did. And that's how they knew she was dead, because I sent it in a yellow envelope and it was sitting outside the front of her door ungathered, for like 3 months. And so that's when people said, why isn't she bringing in her mail? They saw my yellow envelope and it was in the news. And then they found her. She was mummified. They always find them mummified, which is interesting to me. It's not quite the ceremonial dignity of Tutankhamun. It's, they're just sitting in a chair having shit themselves and are covered in cobwebs and they're dried out. That's just a bad way to go. Guys,
I don't know why that creeps me out more than anything. I don't know.
It really is sad. Like you die alone and nobody knows,
Imagine being Ethan's pen pal as a kid.
Gift Riders.
Everybody dead.
Gift Rider 66 says, remember to tell the bear to cough. The one says Shazam was garbage. Matt Becker says, Cecil, just admit Comic Book Hut is you already. You did a really good impersonation of Comic Book Hut, who probably left. Comic Book Hut, don't leave again. Keep doing what you do. I don't like what you do. I mean, it's like, you seem to pick fights with people for no good reason. I'm not sure what your objective is or your agenda, but don't stop.
Yeah, he went after the first time before he was a big channel. He really started harassing that girl Tristan that Zach's talking about. Nerdettes Newsstand, fun channel. I like her. She's really cute and
great. Yeah.
And I mean, she's been nothing but nice to everybody. She's like, and I mean, like, dude, he had it out for her, and immediately I was like, keep an eye on him.
Yeah. When he talks about me, he can talk about me. Talking about Zach is funny, and whatever. But it's like he's like going after Mitch. You can go after Mitch, but he's like, how'd you get that hot ass wife?
It's so like, weird.
Talking about, dude, we see what you look like, dude. It'd be one thing if you were just a voice, but we already saw your picture, man. And it's like, stop it with that. We know what you look like. You're a little pudge, man.
Well, maybe he's being sincere. Like, I kind of want to know myself, actually. Like, how
Mitch is an incredibly charming human being. I mean, look.
I got no hope.
But in any case, he doesn't say it that way. He says it like, yeah, I want to get with that. You don't deserve her. Just stop looking at other people's wives. You midget. Stop it.
Mitch is a Marion guy. He's like you. He's just one of those Marion guys that just gets married.
Yeah. I like being married. I really do. I prefer being married to being single. Don't like being single. But love being married, and I always bat above my. Is it bat above my? No.
Punch above your weight.
Yeah, punch above my weight. Thank you.
Which means you would be able to punch like 1,200 pounds.
Yeah, people have always said, how did Ethan get her? And I like that. That's great. Installation 7 says, Uncle E, you really need to try Alita Battle Angel. There's so much more to the movie than people think. My friends watched it thinking it wouldn't be good. They were blown away. It's far from soy.
It's cool,
okay.
Yeah, it's
Pretty good. You'd like it.
I will watch it. I will. Mr. Biggins is a new member. Thank you for joining. Raging Golden Eagle says Comicsgate will outlast the direct market. Well, that's up to us, isn't it? I ain't going nowhere. But I mean, Comicsgate really does depend on people pulling together, and if people don't want to pull together out of ego or for whatever reason, no, I don't know. I don't know what Comicsgate will do. But the funny thing is that when we do pull together, they get really upset. SJWs get really, really upset. And when we pull together, we also promote each other's books, and all of us do better. So, I wish that people would think of. And I said this yesterday. I said I don't need Comicsgate. I really don't. Like, I could go off on my own and just say, hey, it's the Ethan Van Sciver show, and I'm selling Ethan Van Sciver's comics, and that's it. I'm not promoting anyone else. There's no cause behind this. I'm just doing, my comics, and I think I would do very, very well. But I want to do more than that. Like, I want what I say and what I do to have an impact, and I want it to affect and help other people. I also want to destroy these motherfucking SJWs where they are. That is important to me, and I can't do it alone. I need you guys to help me. So I hope Comicsgate does outlast the direct market. And I hope everyone kind of learns to get along and stops. I don't want to wear the label of Comicsgate. I mean, what are labels? Labels aren't good. All right, screw that. Wear the label. Just wear the label. Be proud of it, because the label scares them.
Yeah.
It scares them. And either you apply it to yourself or they apply it to you. So you're Comicsgate whether you like it or not. And you might as well like it. Liam Gray says, EVS, I'm like 3 hours behind on the stream. But when you read those Fantastic Four, can you maybe review them? I'd really like to hear your take. Well, my take would be utter delight. I love those Fantastic Four books. I don't know if I think that nobody would be interested except for you and me, Liam, in me reviewing old Jack Kirby Fantastic Four books.
I actually like that. I've been wanting to read. I got the black and white Essentials book, and I've been wanting to read it. But then I heard the really best story is like issue 25 or whatever, the Galactus story. Mine ends before that. So I know I gotta. But should I? I mean, I shouldn't cherry pick, right? I should like read the whole thing. Like, is it worth it? Like, you read it all, or like what?
I guess I would. Yeah. Well, it's definitely worth it.
Do a book club like they do. We could all read along, and we could discuss.
Now that would be performing a service. If Comicsgaters like you and me and others got together and all read the same book, and then we got together and discussed it honestly,
kind of fun.
That'd be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I think people would enjoy it. It would be a courtesy to the comic book industry.
Well, I'd love to learn more about some of these old books, and that would be kind of a way to encourage at least me reading, actually reading something other than scripts.
Yeah. I would do it, Kelsey. If you wanted to do that, I would do that with you.
I like it. Everybody else wants to do it.
I would be so down. That would be just really cool.
Yeah.
I read a lot of older comics as it is.
I really liked Comic Book Girl 13 did this Dune book club. And I tried to hang in there, but I got really busy. But that was really a blast, man. Because I really liked Dune, the movie, but I had no idea what the books were. So it was kind of fun. She knows X-Men better than anybody I've ever known. I learned a lot about X-Men from her. But anyway, I like that kind of stuff. It'd be fun to like learn more about Fantastic Four. Go through the books.
Go through all the originals. Yeah, I would do that. I read them all when I was a kid. I have a good collection now. I've got I think I have issues 13 all the way to 40 in really, really nice shape. And then I have some odds and ends just of the Kirby run. My earliest issue is number 7. But yeah, I'm when I become wealthy, and I mean wealthy enough that I don't even notice, I will buy Fantastic Four number 1. And I've seen it. I've seen the book that I want. It's $27,000. So that's like you're getting a new car or you're getting one comic book. you know, and it's like, oh God, you know, it's like I can raise $27,000, but that's a lot of money to throw away on a comic book.
I wonder if the originals of that all still exist.
I wonder too.
Imagine how much that would be to get the originals of all that first issue, because you know those are going to be lettered too. Those old pages.
Yeah. See Kirby's like erasures. Like, wouldn't that be great to like get a page and go, oh look, like he penciled them over here, but changed his mind, and you can see it underneath.
I
That'd
heard
be really
he
neat.
did that though. I heard he didn't like erase. Like he just started penciling and just, you know,
Even in the early days, do you think?
Well, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, after doing 10,000 pages, you probably kind of got an idea what you're doing, but maybe that was later in his life. But there's one video I saw on YouTube, and he just starts drawing. I think he does erase like once, maybe, but
Yeah.
amazing. It's not like Kim Jong-jung, that dude from Korea that can just draw with ink, man. That guy's amazing.
Oh yeah. I've watched a few of his videos just with envy.
Jung Ji. Anyway,
You're like, oh, I can't draw. You know, like if that's what drawing is, I can't draw. Liam Gray says, oh, I'd like to hear what your take is. This is what happens when you super chat from a phone. 0930 says, opinion on Yusaki Murata and manga. Google his art. Okay, I can't because I don't have internet.
How do you spell it?
Yuseki is Yusuke. Murata, Murata. You go check him out. Tell me what you think. King KDI says, would you get Anglewood creator Micah Curtis on? A lot of demand from Micah Curtis today. I've had him on a couple of times in the past month.
Oh, he's the One Punch guy.
Yeah.
I like his stuff a lot. He's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zach was reading One Punch guy. One Punch Man. Is it? What's the name of the?
Yeah, that's it. One Punch Man. I almost started reading that Rax, a small manga channel that kind of hangs out with Yellow Flash sometimes in his chats and stuff. Rax suggested it. He said it's one of his favorites. So a lot of people say they like it a lot. Just like My Hero Academia is a highly rated manga.
As you know, as for the Micah Curtis thing, yeah, thank you. I've had 3 requests tonight from Micah Curtis, so I hear you loud and clear. I'll get Micah Curtis on this week. You know, thanks for the super chats. Watermelon Platypus says Comicsgate for life. Thank you, brother. I love that. Eskimo Phono says wasn't interested in Fantastic Four, but you're tempting me. Oh, they're so good, man. They're just so good.
Pure, good old-fashioned comic booking, man.
Let me just pull a random issue out here. Let me just find something. I mean, I've got them all here. Oh, this was one of the first. I got this for my birthday. When I was a kid, my dad gave me a copy of this. I had to re-buy it. Diablo. Yeah, you can see like he makes a deal with Ben. He's like, I can change you back to a human, but he doesn't do it very well. And there's a great reference. Like Johnny Storm makes a reference to Jane Mansfield. He's like, wouldn't you like to see Jane Mansfield? Like, whatever it is. But this is 1963, and it's great. It's the world of 1963 in this comic. And how can you not want to read? Look how wonderful this is. You just see
I like the idea about the movies existing in the 60s, and then when you see them in the modern day movies, they're older, you know?
Yeah.
Like that. I think that's a great way to approach that.
I would dig that. Like, okay, well, you know, the Fantastic Four would be the equivalent of, you know, just pop stars from the rock stars or celebrities from the 1960s. And so now they're in their 70s or 80s, and you need to call them back.
If it was done like the right stuff, you know, where it had some humor, but it was done more realistically, you know, that'd be, you know, it'd still be the Fantastic Four, but it was all you know, it had that. I mean, when you watch the right stuff, it's like real. It's like a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, if they did Batman like French Connection, you know, it's like, oh man, real. I like that.
I would absolutely love it. I would love to see that. I mean, the Fantastic Four, that makes sense. So you just, I mean, it would broaden out the MCU. There were superheroes in the 1960s. We establish a timeline, and that also makes Namor like immortal, you know, because he can, you know, bring him out. He was in the Fantastic Four. He's in the 60s, but he's still around today. He hasn't really aged. You know, it's like that would be cool. and then it would be so much fun to just see like
Machine Man. Oh man,
oh man,
old Kirby stuff. Like if they were gonna do that Eternals thing, do Kirby's Eternals, do the old stuff. You know, like wasn't that a cool thing?
Yeah. I don't care about the Eternals so much, but you're making me think like
Eternals.
the Red Ghost. You know, you're doing Cold War stuff with the Fantastic Four. You know, Red Ghost and the Super Apes. You know, like just Russian characters. You know, it'd be so fun. It'd be just so fun. Oh, I don't know. I hope they get it right. I hope they get it right this time with the Fantastic Four. Let's see. So it's Real Steve Dye said, I'd be glued to the screen for EVS and Kelsey reviewing Kirby. Hail Caesar.
I think Comic Artist Pro Secrets Fantastic Four Book Club would be freaking outstanding. You do like, you know, the first 20 issues or whatever, up to the Galactus thing or something like that. I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Marvel will be bragging about, hey, we're selling old comics, we're getting reprints. We're amazing.
Mark C says, Kelsey, I'm in Denham Springs. Are you in Baton Rouge?
Yeah. Yeah, Denham Springs. Where the hell is that? That's I don't know. I just know how to get places. I don't know where they are. Denham Springs. I've heard of that though.
Parallax Spectre says, Fantastic Four review. I'm so there. I have every issue. Do you really? Oh, you lucky bastard. Gimp Rider 66 says, I could just puke. I bought them all when they first came out. Oh, Gimp Rider is like Gimp Rider's in his 60s, I think. So he actually yeah, he probably did buy them when they all came out. Mom probably threw them away. That's the story. Like Mom threw them away. You know,
found an old box in the attic and put it out in the garage sale. Sold it off for, you know, $1.50.
Yeah, my dad had a lot of the original Spider-Man books, and they would be worth a ton. His mom threw them away, of course, because she just, you know, people saw them as magazines back then. They didn't think, oh, this is going to literally be worth, you know, $100,000 one day. You know,
Assuming they're not like old water damage sitting next to the radiator or the, you know what I mean, like those, you know, they're only worth anything if they're like mint, right? They don't they like grade?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like I had a woman like say, "Hey, I know you like comics. My son collected Incredible Hulk. Do you want to come down and take a look at him?" Right? And like this guy had like 70s Hulk in bags. They were all stuffed, like 5 or 6 issues in one bag, and then they were all kind of lined up, but they were horribly water damaged. So I was like, "Oh shit! Oh no!" Right? So I picked it up, and it's like Hulk number 176 on this side, and then flipped over on the other side, Hulk number 183. And there are comics in between, and those 2 comics are soaked. And I'm like, oh, no. And I rip it apart. I pull it out. Hulk 180 and Hulk 181, dry as a bone, mint condition.
Wow.
I was like, lady, you had the first appearance of Wolverine in mint condition. Congrats. The rest of this is shit. But these 2 books here, you know, for some reason, the Lord saved you. These are extremely valuable. So I didn't cheat her or anything. I actually was able to sell them for her. But it was pretty cool. It was a good moment. God was watching. Hey, Antonio's here right as I'm about to close out the show. Hi, Antonio.
I'm right on time then. I was like, I didn't know it, man. I stream for like 8 hours a day, man. I was just promoting people's comics and doing stuff.
That's
So I was
awesome.
like, yeah, man. So trying to do what you taught me, baby. You know.
Well, we love you, buddy. I'm gonna probably go because I am exhausted. I'm gonna go to sleep. But I want to remind everyone to please support Starblades. Please support Jawbreakers, God King, and support Graveyard Shift 2. All of the links are in the chat. Also support Cyberfrog Blood Honey, but support the other guys first. I appreciate your everyone's support of my stuff, but I want to see these other guys do well. And once again, thank you so much. Sean Crummell says, Ethan, check out my channel. I know you hate it, but I reviewed Cyberfrog 1. I just don't want to look at my 1996 Cyberfrog 1 reviewed. I know it sucks, you know. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. And I will see you again tomorrow with another bunch of videos and another live stream. Gimp Rider 66 says, Mom threw my EC comics away also.
Oh,
that sucks, man. What can I tell you?
bitch.
All right, good night, everyone.